Shake it off.
That was probably one of my favorite scenes in Django Unchanged. If you don't shake my hand, such a good.
Did you say Django Unchanged?
Django Unchanged.
Unchained?
Unchained.
He did
I'm
not
glad I'm
change
not
who
the
he
only
is.
person.
Come on, motherfuckers, come on. Come on, motherfuckers, come on. Yeah. Come on, motherfuckers, come on. Come on, motherfuckers, come on. Release the brainstorm to make your motherfucking brain warm. A strange form, something kind of lyrical.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Forum Thread podcast. I am Wadabra, and here with me tonight, I've got these beautiful people, beginning with Tejan Lee.
Hi, everybody.
The Master Jedi Mal, returning from last week.
What's up, guys? Second guest in a row.
Oh, you're the dude
what?
from last week.
Yeah, I am.
That's
Okay.
the dude. And Chaos Mana.
Hey.
I don't know why I said and, because I've got one more. And we have, last but not least, Zach. Zap45.
Hey guys.
Whoa, Zach Potter on the fucking podcast? Like, what? It's been like a billion years. Where you been?
Actually, it doesn't seem like a billion years because like all the
seems like half a
podcasts
billion.
except for two. Hold on, let me check real quick. I missed 110, 111, and 112. So there'll be 3 podcasts where I won't show up.
For the better
First
part
off,
of a
here's
month.
the joke. I
been
haven't been
gone.
on a billion podcasts, so you just say, what the fuck are you talking about? You're supposed to flip it on me. I was giving you ammo.
Okay, gotcha.
I was literally giving you the barrel full
I
of
was
ammo.
turning
and
the other cheek and just explaining
dropped
like
it.
what's going on. Yeah, I dropped it. Like
Good way to go, Zach.
I was
Failure.
a duck.
Drop the ball.
I let the water roll off my back. But anyway, like recording wise, it'll seem like he's gone for 3 because I'm not. I think I'm.
You know what?
Yeah, don't worry
No,
about
in
it.
internet time, 3 weeks is as good as eternity. Like, you will have
Yeah,
not existed
true.
for a very
Yeah.
long time to the
Yeah,
internet.
I was on
Those
7, 8, and 6, and then I didn't do 9 because that's a thing, and then I did 13. So yeah, it'll be like a few podcasts, but like the most
I don't
current.
think I've been
recent-
on a podcast with you since 102. Or
You might
103.
actually.
One of
you
those
might
two.
actually. Let me take a. Let me see here.
So while
Actually,
he's
you're
doing that, have any of you fuckers, besides Malcolm, watched Jurassic World?
Whoop, whoop.
Yes. I
So
watched
we have
Jurassic
one yes.
World
We have one yes.
and
Well,
teaching.
Chaos?
has never seen a movie before, so he definitely hasn't
This
seen
is true. This is the whole reason why we're doing the movie night thing, because
The
he
only
doesn't
reason
watch
we have
movies.
movie night is because we want Chaos to enjoy all the references we make. Like, he finally understands Clever Girl and the Jeff Goldblum reference, and it's good. It's good. We're learning.
What did you guys watch last night?
We're learning him real good. Oh, Little Shop of Horrors.
What'd you think
Wait,
of that one?
The
It was
musical?
awesome. I've never,
Yes,
the
the
musical. I've
musical
never,
one.
I've never watched the show, and I really liked it. It was sad though.
It's
really
such a
sad.
weird show, but it's so good.
Wait, it's
Never
a show?
seen it. Been told to watch it.
Movie, play, thing,
Okay.
stage
Play musical.
performance thing,
Broadway spectacular.
You know, it's
I
kinda
really
like
liked
Into
the
the
version we
Woods.
watched.
but with a plant that eats people.
Sure.
You know, instead of a witch.
Oh.
Spoilers.
Jeez.
Well,
movie
now
that's
I'm
so
not
Jurassic
watching
everybody
World
the
World.
knows. That's the only part everybody knows about the Little Shop of Horrors. Like, oh, it's that musical with the plant that eats people.
I
That's-
loved it a
that's-
lot.
Everyone knows that.
It was very
3 black ladies,
stylized
like
and
single.
quirky, and it also it was very sad too, and it was just demented at points in time.
And then like it just ends. It ends with military losing a battle against giant plants, and that's it. Just
Yeah,
done.
you know, they made a remake of that. That was not a musical. It was more like a straight up. I want to say it was a mixture between a horror movie and just a bad B movie.
Like a
And,
bad
yeah, it was-
horror B movie.
It was pretty terrible.
Sucks.
I'm
Well,
really
Netflix?
glad you guys didn't watch that. That's why I had to make sure you guys watched the musical and not that version.
Yeah.
Because no, you just
So
can't.
it wasn't a good remake.
No, it was a snore fest, and it was just weird. Musical
pales in
way
comparison.
better.
Oh,
So-
that's sad.
So there's big news with Jurassic World. Since we 2 of us here haven't seen it, I at least want to mention the box office performance,
Yeah,
because this is
what was that
actually
all
pretty
about?
impressive.
You can talk
So-
about it.
So in its first week of opening, it has grossed over $500 million.
Whoa! Say what?
It has grossed half a
That's it?
billion dollars in its first week.
That's it.
I thought I would have done more.
No, so
Is that just U.S. or is that?
no, that's everything right now in its first week. So in the United States, it made over, I want to say it made just over 300 million in its opening
Great.
weekend in the United States. But according to, I saw a couple different news articles, and apparently, like, Jurassic Park is one of only 12 movies who have broken this 500 million, or not 500 million mark, the 300 million mark.
Yeah.
So for
Avatar's
domestic
up there.
grossing.
Yeah, Avatar's up there. That's why I was like, "That's it." Like my reaction was like that when TJ and Lee said, "That's it." I'm like, "You kidding me?"
I thought it did more. I was surprised it.
You thought it did
obviously
more?
a lot of fucking money, but I just thought it did more.
Well,
Yeah.
considering, okay, so let me give you a little bit of information to reference this by. Okay, so the original Jurassic Park was released, had 2 theatrical releases, because remember it had the more modern 3D release.
The remake or the
So,
remastered, whatever bullshit.
Yeah, so between the original 1993 release and the early 2000s re-release in 3D, where they charged a whole bunch of money for you to go to IMAX with the big 3D glasses and everything, it has grossed a total of $1.029 billion. So since 1993, the original Jurassic Park has grossed that much money. Now you compare this to Jurassic Park 2, or The Lost World, it only made grand total $618 million, so considerably less. Then we have the much hated Jurassic Park 3, which came out in 2001, and it made a grand whopping total of $368 million.
Still a box office success, technically.
Technically, because its
Technically,
budget
a
was
box
$93
office
million.
success.
Yeah, actually, yeah, fair enough.
That's
Well,
Nick
everyone
Lovett's
went to
favorite
see
movie.
it, but didn't like it afterwards.
But
I
that's
didn't
the
like
thing,
the one with Jeff Goldblum. Which one was that? Was that the third one?
That was the
That's
second one.
second. That's the
Okay.
Lost World.
That was The Lost World.
I like the one that they had to go back and save the kid. That one was pretty good.
Isn't
No,
that like
that
No,
one was
that's
the worst, one.
I
That
disagree.
was no. Zach, watch it again, and you will see.
I mean,
it
I was
is-
13 when I watched it, so
Yeah, watch it again. It's a god awful movie.
It's pretty damn bad.
I don't know. I just took it at face value. Like I'm not expecting some niche commentary on this or that, or like social dichotomies and this and that. You know, I'm just like I just want to watch
It's
dinosaurs
just an
kill each
all-around
other.
bad movie. I was
Yeah.
12
But it
too when I
is.
went to go
It's-
see it, and it was just a bad movie.
I remember seeing 2 and 3 when I was still a child, and I was like, "Wow, this sucks." I would enjoy Land Before
The
Time
first
more.
one is a
and I
bona
did.
fide classic, though.
It
The
is,
the
and
first
you know,
one is
yeah.
a bona fide
I
classic.
even
let's be
kind
real.
of like the second one, kind of. But the third one, it doesn't really have any redeeming characteristics. So you have like the characters of Mr. and Mrs. Kirby who are constantly bickering with each other, and they're
Realistic.
super annoying.
Well, it's
And-
realistic.
I'd want to see the other 2 movies, but I don't know how that would I don't know if it would pay off. I'm so curious.
No,
though.
just
I mean,
skip the second
really
and
for
third
the sake of
movie and just
comparison.
watch
And see
Jurassic
the
World.
Yeah, Jurassic World's like a true sequel. Like what Wave said, it's a true sequel.
Yeah, the director
Yeah.
himself has said that the Jurassic World is actually designed to be a sequel to the original movie, and
Oh,
it
cool.
doesn't
Of course
really
the
take into
director of the
consideration
movies
the
did.
second or third movie
Those
at
other
all.
shitty movies that I didn't make,
I like
doesn't
that.
count. This one
Yeah.
counts.
But you know, so I like that, but I'm also a little bit miffed with the director of the fourth film, because I should have
Really?
looked up their names. The two original writers of the script are renowned for being incredibly good writers, and then this asshole of a director, because he's very pompous, very full of himself. This is his first big budget film. He's been in the indie movies ever since then, so he's just pretty much full of himself. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna do a rewrite of this script, and he changed a whole bunch of shit, and I think that's probably explains a lot of the reasons that are fundamentally wrong with Jurassic Park 4. like with all the B-side stories and the shoehorned in like home drama between the kids and things like that, like stuff that just kind of detracts from the main story. So the two original writers are really good storytellers. They know their shit. And I wish I had their names pulled up right now so I could tell you what else they've worked on. But they know what they're doing, and there's so many basic things that Jurassic World gets wrong that you can overlook them because dinosaurs. But
Dinosaurs.
like I would really
there's
like
only,
to have seen,
dinosaurs can only take you so far.
yeah.
Can they
They
though?
really can.
No, that's why like I gave the movie, I would give the movie a solid 6 out of 10.
Really?
Like a good,
Jesus fucking Christ. That's
I'd
pretty
say
brutal.
a 7.
That's a D, dude.
I'd say the movie
I just
deserves
gave
like
it a
at
D.
least a 7.
See, this is the thing. I had a really good time watching this movie.
Yeah.
I had a good time watching this movie, but as I'm watching this movie, I'm like, this movie is all over the place. It's kind of a mess. But the third act with the T-Rex coming in to be the big hero, I'm like, oh my fucking god.
And
Yes,
then the
this is
raptor
what I
running
came
around the
here to
corner
see.
with the whole like slow-mo scene.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, I
that
was
was
like-
so good.
Like, oh, I pretty much jizzed in my pants, like that whole last act. I'm like, yes, this is what I came here to see. The first 2 acts of this movie, like, I didn't like them very much, but oh my god, the last like 20 minutes of this movie are so amazing.
Rotten
Yeah.
Tomatoes gives
Oh.
this movie a 70, by the way.
Really?
10%
Yes.
more than Dark. Rotten Tomatoes.
See? 7 out of 10. That's
I'm a
what I
little bit
said.
more harsh.
Boom.
Okay, so like from a filmmaking point of view, I can see where it's failed, but also from the science point of view, I also see where it's failed, and I can see where it failed on multiple levels. I'm going to say I still had a really good time. I'm probably going to buy it on Blu-ray, but
Dude, I'd
this is
put
going to
it
be one of
at a
my guilty
solid 8.
pleasures.
I want to put
This
it
will
a
be
solid
one
8.
of my guilty pleasures.
I'm that
Oh.
middle ground guy, I guess.
I'm on a
I think
solid
think
eight's
8.
too
here's-
generous because there's a couple of moments that I saw and it was like just some of the interactions between the characters. Some of it seemed forced, some of it seemed way too predictable. What the mystery dinosaur was mixed with was easy to tell right off the fucking bat. All you had to do
Well,
was
yeah,
look
and
at it.
The whole
So, I mean-
fucking the military people coming in, hey, let's use the Velociraptors as a military thing. I'm like, come
Yeah,
on,
that whole
guys.
big dick swinging contest. It's like no,
Like-
I think the
one-
movie is a solid 7, but an 8 is not way too generous. It's a little generous, but anything more than a 7.5, I'd say, would be too much. Because there were moments where it's like, really, fucking really. Oh well, I am looking at
And all the
dinosaurs
product
on a big
placement?
screen, so whatever. Right? They were practically giving a hand job to Sony and Coke.
Yeah, yeah.
It was
and then,
like, wait, let me drink
Verizon-
this bitch in slow motion. Glug, glug, glug. Look at me. Glug, glug,
Yeah,
glug.
that was
Okay,
the
I'm
more
back.
subtle. That's the sad thing. That's the more subtle stuff. Like they actually called out specific companies. They were making up pretend names to dinosaurs using real
Wait,
world.
what?
Yes,
Yeah, like the
it was-
Verizon Saurus Rex or some shit.
yes, the Verizon Saurus Rex and stuff like that. Like they
What's
they
the
were
point of
joking
that?
about it. but,
Yeah,
like,
they were
you know
joking
what?
about it though. It's like,
They were
oh,
being
now that
facetious.
there's
that these
They weren't
companies
serious in naming
paid
it.
to have their name dropped there. So even though in the movie they're joking about it, you know that these companies actually paid to have them do that. Oh,
was like a little-
It's not even a good advertisement towards them because they're just weird names to the dinosaurs. It's like, why?
Exactly.
because you know,
right.
in
Well, the scene-
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, well, in this scene, the main director lady was like, "Oh, companies are now sponsoring making dinosaurs and this and that, and it'll provide for
Oh.
funding." And then
Yeah.
one guy who really likes dinosaurs is like, "Oh, great! Now we're gonna have Verizon Wireless X, or this and that, and blah blah blah." And it's like, okay, we get it. That was a sponsored drop, but it wasn't too like there are some.
Okay.
Worse cases, I'm sure.
No,
I'm
so-
sure I could bet my left pinky
Yeah,
toe.
but
Wait, let me
And
let
there's
me
plenty of
let me
worse
help you.
cases in
let-
video games
Calm
and in
down.
other movies. Sorry.
So Zach, let me help round out the situation. So we have this scenario where they're name dropping real companies as sponsors for the genetically modified dinosaur. However, later we find out that the military has actually been funding the dinosaur thing the whole time. So why would they even be looking for a corporate sponsor if they're already receiving all of their
For
funding
future
from
projects,
the military?
That's literally what the lady said. They're like for future
Yeah.
projects and this.
No,
and
it
that.
was to put their name. The what she said was they need a sponsor to put their name on the something Rex. I forget what the hell they decided to call it. The Indominus Rex. So, like, they were looking for a sponsor.
It's the Coca-Cola Rex.
That was one of the main storylines. Like, they were looking for a sponsor for the Rex. That's her whole pitch when she first gets introduced. She's pitching this idea to companies, and they're like, "Oh, well, when will it be ready?" And she's like, "It's ready now."
Well, look.
But then you come to find out, hey, the military's already funded this, so why did they do that?
You're absolutely right. The military funded the growth and creation of the Indominus Rex, but who's going to maintain the trillion-dollar paddock and the how many ever trillions or billions of dollars it takes to feed and maintain the Indominus Rex?
No, that still would have been the military because the Indominus Rex was part of the military's plan. Like, that's where the funding was coming from. The only reason it exists is because of the deal that military guy and Dr. Wu made with each other. It's that has nothing to do with corporate sponsors. So it's a huge gaping plot hole in the movie. Like, these two things don't
was it supposed to be secretive?
They
and
match
they
together just fine.
They don't match together just fine.
Right. Was it supposed to be secretive, and then they used a corporate sponsor as a cover, like a secretive deal with the military?
Yeah, it wasn't. No one really knew that Engine was funding, like.
Funding
sort of a side project.
It was more of
a side project. Yeah,
it was a side project for Engine, but once it actually took off,
Engine.
then
that was the other It was the other company. There were it started with an M. There were two companies on the island. There was Engine, and then there was the Morani It started with an M.
They were the main ones, weren't they? They were the ones who were doing the main. That's what I'm saying. Like,
whoever
Engine
took over Hammond's project.
Side guys.
Oh, that's right. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Engine was more of the Engine was the military applications, and the Morani company was the park itself. That's right.
Yeah. Well, so Morani was the ones that was wanting to get all the other people.
Exactly.
But anyway, I know I keep on I'm bashing it, but I'm telling you, I did love this movie, and I was one of those people that was like, you guys need to go see this movie. Just don't worry about what the critics say. Watch it, because you're going to have a good time. That's all that matters.
It's going to be a really cool movie. It's going to be random, but it's still going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, you're going to watch it. Like, the first two acts, you're going to be like, oh my god, this movie is all over the place. Like, you're just waiting for it to start, like, drooling from the screen where it should have its football helmet on. But then that third act will happen, and then you'll be like, oh my god, totally worth it. Yes.
Well, this movie is going to be the pilot conversation for making the rounds, so I don't want to talk about it too much.
Well...
Yeah,
if that's the case, I can do a subject switch for you.
Oh, fantastic!
Just saying. I've been all over E3's dick this year, and it has been fantastic.
Yeah,
so
it's been embarrassing.
Why is E3 gotta have a dick?
I've been all over E3's vagina or E3's non-gender specific genitalia. Either way,
I like that E3's non-gender specific genitalia.
Maybe it's a robot. Why you gotta be like,
oh my god, that is a quote. I need to.
That needs to be in the description.
I need to tweet.
Okay, I'll put that as I'll put that as a description for this podcast.
So, so far they've announced tons of games, tons of different things as far as updates, new things for systems, price drops. But what caught my attention most recently,
price drops.
That I was looking at today.
Real quick.
Okay, price drops so far. They are doing a update for the Xbox One that will have backwards compatibility. So come the holiday season, there's gonna hold on. There's gonna be some.
Why would they do that now?
Because they have 22 games on the list so far, but what it is that they need companies to give their consent to allow the games from the 360 to be able to be played on the Xbox One. Essentially, they've cracked the emulator system for the Xbox 360, so they're putting it onto that. And I know, right? And there's 22 games listed so far, but they have to get permission from all the other different games.
Yeah,
so hopefully,
other 300 titles that are on the 360, so they have to go through a lot of litigation for that.
And that's the one thing that will slow it down.
Yeah, they've probably been working on it since the Xbox One's release, if you think about it that way.
No, they always knew how to do it. They always knew they could do that. It's total bullshit.
They could
have always had backwards compatibility.
No.
It's all a scheme. It really is.
I mean, it works though. You know how many people went out and bought an Xbox One and or PlayStation 4 because they thought there wasn't going to be backwards compatibility. So they thought, oh my god, I have to fucking get it. Just wait for E3, man. You know they're going to drop something where they're going to say,
it
"Oh,
doesn't
you
help
can
that
do this
Microsoft
or that."
straight
or-
up said during launch that the Xbox 360 will not be backwards compatible, so keep your Xbox 360. It's relevant still.
To be
right?
fair,
A big
when it,
fucking lie.
Oh.
to be fair, when the Xbox One was very first announced, they were talking about like rumors of backwards compatibility. So
They told
truthfully,
all
I think
sorts
they've
of
been
lies.
working. Yeah, I think they've been working on it for a long time, and they just didn't want to promise anything due to like not wanting to build up hype and then can't deliver. So probably now that they have the
Guarantee
litigation
it was a con.
figured out. Yeah, it could obviously honestly be a con. I'm just playing the devil's advocate and say, hey, Microsoft's not that bad, guys. Chill out, you know?
Well, you know what? Wait a minute. Are you wearing Prada?
Maybe.
That's
Don't worry
right.
about it.
You are, aren't you?
Look,
So is the
that's not my
PlayStation 4 not
fault.
backwards compatible?
Yes.
No.
Wait, what? I'm sorry. What'd you say?
Can you play PlayStation 3 games on the PlayStation 4?
You can do what you've done on the PlayStation 3, which is buy them from the PlayStation Network, which is
Oh, God,
still
really?
wonky as fucking shit. I haven't heard anything as far as a update for them to have that, but I do know that there are some games that will be able to be synced up, and you can carry some information over. Like
Yeah,
PlayStation's
so-
kind of lacking on that, but
Yeah,
the
they're
other thing I
slacking
heard
So
hard.
dumb.
was
Wait,
that
do you have to
the
pay
PS
for your PlayStation Network subscription now, or is it still
Yes.
free?
No.
If you want plus,
It's
yes. If you want,
well, okay.
you know,
If you want Plus, which has free games and things of that nature, yes. But if you just want to be able to play online with friends, no, it's still free.
Oh, it's
Oh, okay,
not-
so
Also-
it's still better than
Blue
Xbox.
it's-
Fire's
yeah, it's still slightly.
saying not buy, rent.
Yeah, it's not even
Yeah,
buy, it's rent. That's fucked
Well, you-
up.
Well, hold on. You can buy certain things. I mean, I've bought a couple of games off there with like when I did my 1 month trial subscription of PlayStation Plus. I got like 4 games on sale, and then I ended up getting all of the Wolf Among Us for about $10 to $15 cheaper once I added it all up, as opposed to buying it on an actual disc. So I mean, they give you discounts if you
Well,
have
yeah.
PS Plus and the different things like that. So you can actually own them. But I do know what you're saying with the renting because I found
Yeah.
that out the hard way. I didn't play something in time, and it just disappeared off my console.
That
You're like,
sucks.
whoops, there it goes.
At
Bye
least
bye.
Microsoft lets you know that they're taking your money. It's like, look, you're, at least we're taking your money, but here's something forever, I guess, at least.
Playing
That's
online,
fair.
playing online requires PlayStation Plus for most games.
Yeah, for most
Yeah.
games. Yeah, fair
You know,
enough.
I can understand that though. It's expensive to provide
Maintain
that service to
servers.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
And after whoever hacked them for a month when PSN was down, they're like, oh, well, now we need to spend money
Which
to
time?
protect. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, one of the many times.
We need to spend money to protect our servers. Like Microsoft has said that there's been plenty of times where they're under attack, but they just, because of their security and how they maintain the network, it's like, yeah, we just shut that sector down. Like, that's all they say. It's like, yeah, we just take care of it. No big deal. Like, you're paying for a service,
I
guys.
almost bought a PlayStation 3 at one point a while ago before I got the one that I have now. And when I found out that they got hacked, like this one guy told me that they got hacked that day, and I was like, well, I'm not buying that shit. Give me
Yeah.
$2 for the 360.
Yeah.
Like, boom, right off the bat. No. Some other things I found out about the 360, not the 360, sorry, the Xbox
The
One,
One.
or Fallout 4 for that matter.
Oh, fuck
Moves.
yes.
They are supporting
Okay, you
mods
people
for
lost your
consoles.
fucking shit.
Hold
Dude,
on,
I
hold on.
lost my
All of you.
fucking mind.
You
on the
lost your
forum,
shit.
Doge. Yeah.
I don't
My
understand
shit was
God,
lost, and I'm
The
okay
internet
with
was
their shit.
covered in jizz of
Yeah.
the Fallout.
jizz and
Like,
shit
it-
from Fallout 4.
So I will admit I was excited, but like the giant orgasm that was the internet at that point in time, like I don't understand that, but I am excited.
Looking at you, Fusion.
I mean, I'm
Dude.
excited because the crafting is supposed to be so much more immersive. You can practically make your own house, you can make your own family, and you can fucking mod your game on console.
Yeah,
Like
and
it's
on
not just
computer.
purely restricted to the
Yeah,
PC anymore. If you have a
it's
PlayStation
true.
4 or a 1, they will support the mods through Bethesda.net.
Oh,
So
that
you can
makes
That's
pretty
sense.
much
incredibly
break your-
progressive of them.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
break your game whenever you want. There's no more restrictions. It's like, oh, you want to fucking catch Pokemon like you did in Oblivion? Boom, add the mod in. You want to
so
go
Mike-
around with
So, well,
everybody
does that
being
mean that it
butt-ass
has to
naked?
be a mod submitted to Bethesda.net?
Yeah,
I
probably.
think they're going to be kind of covering both of the platforms, and they're going to run it through Steam.
Steam.net,
Yeah.
yeah.
So if it's
Yeah,
been
it-
subscribed to Steam, they're going to
I would
make sure
imagine
there's
it would
no
be tied to
contractual conflictions.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they'll go
exactly.
ahead and pass it through. So, like, as long as no one's like, oh, you can get a needler from Halo 4 or some shit, you know, go ahead, put it up there, put it in your game. break it like no other. And they actually have it set for your actual game saves and your mod saves. So
Oh,
that
that's
way you
sick.
don't corrupt something. So you go ahead, you add all the mods you want, break the hell out that son of a bitch. It's all in your mod folder. You go back to your main
Nice.
game, go ahead and play that. So the possibilities are damn near endless. And the thing is, me and Tom have talked about this before. You know, Fallout's kind of like their ugly baby, the one that they experiment things with. So think
No,
about
I called it
this.
the ugly stepchild,
Sorry,
not
the
the
ugly
Uh-huh.
step. Well, shit, ugly babies get the same treatment. So pretty much, if you go ahead and do that with this, imagine the possibilities for the next Elder Scrolls game. Imagine what the updates are gonna be like.
That would be
The
amazing.
possibilities are
I
fucking
totally picked this
endless.
topic out to talk about. Yes, that's exactly what I was talking about. They're like, if I didn't know, you didn't tell me about this. I'm genuinely excited about this.
what?
That they are so progressive. They're like, hey, we'll support mods on console. Like if they're willing to do this, like just imagine what they're going to what they will do for the next Elder Scrolls installation.
And for the gaming market in general, like we're gonna be expecting more from our games because of the shit that fucking Fallout 4 is bringing to the table.
Let's be real. I mean, they have the potential, they have the money, they have the time and the technology. Is it wrong for us to ask for more?
Not at all.
Exactly. So fuck it. Bring it on. Make the games even better.
Dude.
Make them more accessible to the people with more creativity.
Yeah, exactly, dude. I'm looking so forward to Fallout 4. Like, I can't wait to get my Pip-Boy case for my phone. I just hope it
Oh my god. I fucking want that so bad.
so bad, dude.
Will I walk around with it? Yes, I will. And I
Yes,
don't care.
exactly. I
Call
don't
me a
give a
nerd.
fuck. Yeah, call me a
No,
nerd.
not only will you walk around with it, Malcolm. I know you well enough that when you go to answer your phone, you'll make the little noise.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh, hold on, I'm getting a phone call. Yeah. Uh-huh. No, I'm just talking to my Pip-Boy real quick. Yeah, go on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. You have a great day.
Yeah. It sucks
Uh.
that the Fallout shelter is only iOS, though. I'm a little upset about that.
Yeah,
The side game they released of the day they announced Fallout 4, and they did the whole presser for Fallout 4. Like, oh, we have this awesome game that's only out for iOS. I'm like, oh, thanks. I'll just wait 6 months for my Android. Thanks, guys.
Pretty much. I mean, hey,
Hey, well,
think of
what's
it this
up?
way. At least by that point, the bugs will be worked out, and we'll have a seamless working application that'll integrate with our game, as opposed to a buggy piece of shit on the iOS.
Does it
All right,
integrate-
everybody pause
Wait,
for
wait,
just a second so that for audio continuity, is this a wild wub wave that has appeared?
Dun,
Yeah,
dun, dun,
can you
dun,
hear me?
dun.
You can hear me,
Yeah.
right?
I actually,
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh
I
shit,
didn't
throw
ask.
rocks at
I
it!
just said join.
Is this? Oh no,
I thought it'd be
not throwing
funny if you
rocks
just
at it?
joined.
But does it integrate with the game? Like if you build a shelter in the iOS version,
Oh.
will it transfer to the game?
I don't think it actually does integrate. It's just a separate Sims offline experience. Like, it's a SimCity,
It's like a teaser.
No,
app.
it's just
Pretty
a
much
separate application you can play that being an overseer of your own vault and have like a FTL sort of SimCity rolled into one experience on your phone on the go whenever you want.
That's an interesting combination, actually.
Yeah,
Do
it's
you-
really fascinating.
Get to build and do crazy experiments like with most of the vaults. Like
I would love to do that. Like, oh, install this and test out see what psychosis your vault dwellers have, or like,
crack the door
Yeah.
a little, see what happens.
yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Ooh.
See if you can create your own mutants.
So is Bethesda actually the one producing this, or did they hire a third party to produce it for the
No,
mobile
it's all
platform?
in house. I think it's all in house
It's all
for
in-house.
the shelter application, and then for the second screen peripheral that's gonna be synced up to your game that'll be for the Pip-Boy case is for both Android and iOS. So that'll be awesome.
Wait, second screen peripheral? What
So,
what
you know
talking
how-
about, Willis?
Okay,
The
so
Wii-U?
this. No.
I know that's
Oh,
exactly what came to my mind. Like, wait a minute, didn't I see something like this for the
No,
Wii U?
no.
What was it?
Fallout
Star
4 announced
Fox
for the
that has
Wii U.
the second screen?
Confirmed. Wii U for the Fallout 4. Fallout 4 for the Wii U. No.
Hey!
No. Literally, what's going on is, you know how you can access your inventory in game? You hit B, and then there's your inventory. You get to see if you're crippled, and you know what you're carrying, and what you have equipped, and this and that.
Yeah.
You can do that. Yeah, you can access your Pip-Boy from an application they built in game from your phone.
Say what?
Oh.
Yeah.
What
Shit.
application
What's the name
would
of
that
that app?
have if you're not near your gameplay Like,
Well, I think if you're connected to Wi-Fi and Fallout 4 is running, maybe I'm sure people will do experiments and we'll figure out how far.
Just
to what
like if
extent.
you're at
I'm
work or
okay with
something.
this.
How cool would that be if you could manage your fucking inventory from work? You just like log
I am
on, you
so
get some
okay
Wi-Fi.
with this.
Yeah, how cool would that be?
oh, you just start like organizing your backpack and
Can you do the crafting system with your phone? Is what I want to know. Like, can you
Oh,
craft
dude.
your weapon while you're
Oh
at
my
work, and then get
God.
back home and you have a?
Yeah, I don't
That would
think
be
so.
amazing.
That would
Because
be
you know
so
everyone
rad.
does
Well,
that. You know,
yeah.
you binge play for a while, and then you have to go back to real life. And the whole time you're in real life, you're thinking about your game world. Like, whoa, what is it that I'm going to do next? Like, if you could take a little bit of it with you in your phone, and prepare yourself for when you get home. You're like, all right, now I'm going to get back to it, and I've already set everything up so I can just dive right in.
Yeah.
Oh,
manage the
that would be
settlement.
amazing.
Yeah, that'd be so cool. I think for Fallout 4, for me, I'm gonna complete all those main quests and then the side quests, and then I'll experiment with settlement creation. Because by that point, I'll have enough resources to make a few settlements, right?
And yeah, technically you'd be like the king of the wasteland anyway, and you're like, here, peasants, I will now build you utopia.
Exactly.
Master Jedi Mel. So you
Yes.
told me the other day that with the new Fallout game, apparently you'll be able to like build your own home.
Yeah.
Yes, the
In there?
crafting system is supposed to be a lot more immersive. Literally, if you can find the components for it, you can fucking do it. You don't need anyone. You don't need anything. If you need to get a house or a base of operations, there's no crazy major storyline incorporated with it like in Fallout 3 with Tenpenny Towers or New Vegas from New Vegas. You want to build a house? Okay, walk your ass out into the wasteland, get the components, build a house.
Yep.
You
can
wanna
build a
craft
fucking
all you-
settlement.
You wanna build a
how are
settlement, build a settlement.
NPCs going to react with your buildings?
That's a good question.
Because if you're
That-
just going to build buildings, it's not quite the same if you don't have.
Well,
people.
they did say that Vados will attack from time to time, so you need to set up defenses of some sort. But like
Interesting.
how like trader, no, they did say you can manage caravans.
Yeah,
They
you
did
can
say
manage
that,
caravans,
so-
and I think with that, people will be like, "Hey, can we live here? Because you have caravans." Or like, I'm sure
Or
somebody,
hey, the Roman
random
traders
NPC
that come through.
Yeah,
like if you
probably
could
ask
just
for permission to
make
come
the
through as a regular
entire
route.
city, like entire
So-
map of city.
Yeah.
This is kind of interesting. So for a while I was really obsessed. Well, I've spent so much time playing Minecraft. I've watched a lot of really interesting videos and predictions on how Minecraft was going to shape the future of games, and I think this is actually one of those instances
Where it
where
happens.
we can see where it's kind of bled over into another game genre completely.
Yeah, definitely.
Where who
think
knew that
so.
everyone loved building their own house and doing stuff with it until Minecraft happened, and suddenly you're like, you know what? That really makes players really feel invested. You build
Yeah.
your own house. You're like, I did this. It's mine, and now I'm gonna protect it. Now I'm gonna do everything I can to like defend this house till the end.
And then if you take that and add the whole mods are now supported on console, imagine the different things you can put in. I put this mod for this type of house in here, or it's like a preset package. Now you can build it from the get-go and have
Now my
something to
houses
begin
look-
with.
Now my houses look like Skyrim houses.
Now my house, yeah.
What?
Now my house is-
Please tell me that that their modders quickly make mods that make the Fallout world
a
look like
reskinning,
Skyrim.
like a Fallout 4
I would be so happy
reskin for
with that.
like.
Now I can mod
be
my gun to
amazing.
look like a bow and arrow.
Yeah, like there's a Skyrim. It like looks all of. Oh please.
So, did anyone mention the
Then you
little
can get one of
controversy?
the you can get one of the zombie creatures to say, "There's an arrow in my knee." Wait,
Yeah.
sorry, what was
Yeah.
that?
I was gonna say,
Whoops.
did any of you mention the controversy
used to be an
about
adventurer.
Fortress Fallout a year ago with Captain Sparkles?
I did not.
No.
It's, he came out. He made like an iOS game that was called Fortress Fallout, where you like build a little settlement, and it's like a post-apocalyptic thing. And Bethesda like did a copyright claim, and people were like, "Why the fuck would Bethesda claim this? It just has the word Fallout in it." And then a year
That's
later, they come
why.
out with their own.
Oh,
And you're like, oh, fair play.
That makes sense
You were
now.
developing something and someone else beat you to it.
Exactly.
Like, nope, fuck you.
So I
Claim.
guess they're not. I guess they're not completely innocent.
Yeah.
So I know the other thing that Malcolm you were really excited about was. Sorry, go ahead, Zach.
No.
Oh.
I said they probably had it under the works for a long time, and then that's probably why they won the legal litigation majiggies.
Well, it's a
but
company against.
it's
a
also
person.
it's also a huge ass fucking company. So either way you slice it.
Yeah.
the second party's gonna lose. What were you saying, Dark Cam?
So another big company out there is Disney now, and
Oh, yeah.
I know the other big thing of E3 that happened was the reveal of the new Star Wars Battlefront. Is anyone else here excited about
Yes.
What's Star Wars Battlefront again?
Oh my
that? It's that
God.
game
Okay,
that looks
so,
amazing,
I-
and it's
I-
based on Star
Battlefront
Wars, and people
is a
actually like
game
it.
that takes pretty much all the major battles that took place to shape the Empire coming up to be the Empire or the fall of their Empire, which is the last three movies in the sequel, where the rebels take everything over and destroy them and tear them asunder.
Yeah.
You take part and participate in all those battles. So from the ground up, you start as a stormtrooper. Hypothetically speaking, you start as a stormtrooper if you're working for the Empire. Then you become an ARC trooper, as you get some more kills and do some better
How
things.
does that work though? Because we all know stormtroopers can't hit anything.
That's the thing. You're that one stormtrooper that fucks shit up. You break.
You're the
mold.
1%.
No,
You're the
no,
one-
Exactly, you're the
he's
1%ers.
another guy who found a stormtrooper uniform and
It just
put
picked
it
it
on.
up
Got
and put
it.
it on.
Exactly.
you-
So you do all that. You level up throughout the game, and then eventually, when you hit like a certain point in the battle where it's like a pivotal point, and
You
the
unlock the
generals
hero.
you unlock the hero. So let's say
Oh,
once
like
again
Captain
working
Cook,
for the
right?
Shut the
Captain
fuck
Cook?
up.
yeah,
like Darth Vader.
Sure.
Doctor Who. Yeah.
Doctor
I
Who.
got you.
What Wave was obviously when he said what's Battlefront, he was being fucking sarcastic. But we're explaining the game to people who may not have played the game or never heard of it. It's.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's like maybe.
Can you guys rewind? What is Star Wars?
Oh, Star Wars is a galaxy a long time ago, far, far away.
It's a book
No.
by
And
Jules Verne.
they do a lot of things with lightsabers and shit. Anyway,
Is
don't know.
it the
What's
spaceship that looks like a frying pan and has the two thingies, and then they go
Yeah,
fight the
that's
Vulcans?
exactly it, T. That's
it
Exactly.
is.
They,
They
I
have
think
those
they
one
trek
spaceships
places.
that look like bow ties.
Yeah,
You know?
and then they hired Jar Jar Binks to
Those
be
are
the
cool.
president.
Yeah, and then he kind of made and ruined the first movie.
The president
so
of
there's
space.
that. Oh, Space President Jar Jar Binks,
Yeah.
2016.
Oh, by the way, you
I
said that
vote for him.
stormtroopers can't hit anything, but did you ever hear the theory that they don't hit anything on purpose?
Why?
No, what?
Because
Hmm.
the first movie was about luring like a ship to go rescue Princess Leia, then putting a tracker on it to go to Yavin.
Yeah.
And so if they just killed everyone with their good shots, they would have never found the base in Yavin, and they would have never been able to try to blow it up. And that's
Yeah.
the theory of that.
I actually got into an
Important with,
argument
one-
with somebody about this 2 weeks ago about Star Wars and the Stormtroopers' aim. I said
Why
it's
doesn't this surprise
bullshit.
me?
Because I talk about Star Wars more than I probably should.
But they
And-
shot the
Yeah.
tracks off of
You
a
have an
sand
unhealthy
from
obsession.
like 100 meters
You have an
away.
unhealthy obsession.
I
I
know
know.
I do, but what are you?
What? Wait.
Whatever.
Then what was he gonna
Like-
say?
Wait, who?
You.
Oh, me. Oh, about the storm. Oh, their aim. It's like, okay, initially they were cloned from Django / Boba Fett. Django Fett.
Jango
Who
Fett.
was,
Jango
yeah,
Fett, yeah.
who was a badass bounty hunter. Who was always
Who's
got his
also
target.
Mandalore.
Yes, who's also a Mandalorian. So trained in the art of killing. Like that's what they're raised to. They're born and bred
They're
to be
warriors.
killers.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's like, how the hell do you mean to tell me that the creatures cloned from this genetically perfect specimen, since you picked him out because that's what you said, has aim like shit? Like,
Well-
it didn't add up.
Also, to be fair, stormtroopers aren't the clones anymore, but they are like the elite shock troops of the Empire, so they would have good aim.
Yes.
Exactly.
Even
Some of them are
Obi-Wan
clones.
said they took the tracks off of a sandcrawler at like 100 meters or something like that.
This is true. This is true.
And also, this is also how the fucking clones were able to kill all those fucking Jedi for Order 501 or whatever.
It's
Order,
like,
come on.
Order
What's
66.
yeah, 66, whatever. Don't worry about it. I
How
know
did you
Star
get
Wars.
501 out of 66?
I think you're thinking of the 501st Legion, which was
You're-
the clone legion.
Yes,
What?
that's right. It's the
Oh.
501st Clone Legion, and it's Order 66. But yeah,
Or whatever helps you sleep
they
at night,
fucking killed. I sleep just fine, thank you.
They
No,
killed almost every Jedi,
They
yeah.
literally killed every single Jedi with little to no help from Darth Vader.
yeah,
so
it
let's
was
be
it was
real.
really interesting how they were able to not only like kill everyone, but only Yoda was able to say, it's like, hey, wait, something's fishy about this situation.
Ooh, spoiler alert. Anyone who doesn't want to know spoilers, shut your sound off for like
wait.
15
Well,
seconds.
it's spoiler.
David,
it doesn't
thi-
count.
Wait, you've actually seen these movies?
Star Wars?
He's
course.
seen some movies, guys.
We did it.
Oh wait,
I'm
wait,
so
wait.
proud of you.
I've been a massive Star Wars fan. I've like
Wait.
watched all the movies a bunch of times.
I'm so proud of you right now. Oh, I thought you haven't seen anything except what we've seen on movie nights. Ah,
Oh no, God no.
So here's
good
a
job.
thing to propose. Like Yoda was the only one to detect that the clones were going to turn. Wasn't there like in the like pre-canon of the movies, the Mandalorians fought the Jedi? Isn't that a thing
Yes,
that
they
happened?
did.
Maybe, yeah.
So
That's the
maybe
thing
the
that,
fact that they're cloned from Mandalorian genes means that they're a little bit more resistant to the Force.
Yeah.
True,
You ever
or
think
they're
of that?
naturally adept to fighting Jedi.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I can see
Still,
that.
Anyway.
Anyway, we're
I-
getting like some deep Star Wars lore.
Yeah,
here.
we're
That's
getting some
not
We
deep
are,
canon.
Star
okay.
Wars shit
So
right now. Let's try to
sidebar.
go back to E3.
Although, wait, no. There is
Hold
one
on,
thing.
okay.
Did you
No,
hear
I
on
can
the-
actually talk about Star Wars. Stay on Star Wars.
Did you hear on the Star Wars canon they officially said that Boba Fett was the one who killed like Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen?
Yes.
That's cool.
Yes,
yeah.
he was. He's a fucking jackass.
Wait, so I have a question for you all.
Okay.
If you could go to any sort of like Star Warsy convention, who would you cosplay as?
Not Boba Fett. He's been overplayed.
I like Django. I like Django a lot. I had a lot of action figures of Django because
What's
they
the name
got
of
hate a
that-
lot, but still.
What's the name of that big Gungan from the first movie? Boss Nass?
Yeah.
I'll be Boss Nass.
Oh,
Fuck
yeah.
I forgot about him. He did the whole face shake thing.
Basically,
That
yeah.
face shake of, look at this CGI, guys. Look at it.
Look at it. Look how great our
I
CGI
would
engine is.
cheeks went-
say. Who would? Okay, person
Dude,
I would go as either would be Darth Maul.
Yeah.
Fuck it, Darth Maul.
Yeah.
Wedge Antilles.
Darth Maul all the way.
That's what I was gonna
Okay.
pick.
Well, wait.
Dude.
What's the guy in the snowspeeder that gets killed beside
Dak.
Luke? Dak.
Dak.
No,
Oh,
I'm
I
gonna
was
be
gonna say
Lando's
Stormtrooper number
bald
5.
friend with the thing.
Lando Spawn. You got to shake your head, right?
Oh, is that the one with the weird jowls? That guy?
He's the dude with the cybernetic ears.
Wait,
Oh, that
Whatever.
guy. I thought you were
Yeah.
talking about the little guy in the ship that was like.
Oh,
yeah.
it's all. Like he talks like that basically. Exactly.
So I have a
Weird.
question for people. Have any of you watched the Clone Wars?
Yes.
I've seen the first 2 seasons.
Okay, so it would either be Darth Maul or the bounty hunter Cad Bane. For those
Yeah.
who know who he is,
Is he the
Yeah.
one with, like,
He
the
I really
cowboy
like
hat?
Cad Bane.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, the guy with the
cowboy hat?
cowboy hat who's all super
Yeah.
slick with his pistols and shit. Yeah, I like him.
Yeah.
For
I would
real,
do him.
Nice. Yeah. I would. Excuse me? Phrasing?
That's a good choice. No phrasing. We're okay with that. Moving on. Yeah.
I would be the
No, no phrasing, literally.
I'd also either count Dooku or Jango.
That's what I was gonna consider. Like,
Oh, that's
Okay.
right. Rest in peace, Christopher
Darth
Lee.
Tyrannus.
Man, now I just feel bummed. I'm bummed
This
out.
is
guys.
you live
Yeah,
a
thanks
There's a
badass
metal
Wait.
sign
life.
He was such a badass.
He lived a badass
Oh,
You
life.
know what?
He died and he didn't
What?
have any regrets. So you should feel
Yeah. I shouldn't feel too bad,
Yeah,
but
like
still.
what's really impressive about him is that we remember him for roles that he played like within the last 10 years, like after he was like way over the hill. Like he never let his age stop him from doing what it is
And
that he was
That doesn't mean
passionate
he's
about.
over the hill.
Exactly.
Yeah, he kept doing stunts at like 85. Like all
I
those
know.
stunts were him.
Gotta
Like,
give
he
the
was
man
like,
credit. That's dedication.
damn, dude.
I'm
yeah.
like, so in a way, like I can't feel bad about it because he went out in his blaze of glory. Like his glory
Mhm.
days were his last days. You know, you
That
have
is
some
true.
people that hit
Yeah.
their stride in their mid 30s, their 40s, whatever. But no, like we remember him for the shit that he did, and it was amazing. And it was when he was like in his 80s.
yeah, if
I
you
know
can go
he's
out,
so
Yeah.
if you can go out on top at 93, then you've lived a pretty good life.
Well, yeah, fuck,
yeah,
dude.
no one can touch that. It's just amazing.
Betty White.
Betty White is a good
yeah,
one. Like,
she's
Betty
she's
White
doing
passed-
it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, who's doing it?
Yeah.
You
Dude,
get
I
it.
wish I
Ooh.
could be that. Like, 90, dude. 90. Like, he was standing and talking and being a normal human being. What
Exactly.
did he do?
He was not only that, he was being a normal human being and doing sword fights on screen.
Exactly.
Guys,
Yes.
he was also a rock
I'm a-
star.
He was also
Yeah, I'm a
rock
full
star and
supporter of
Rod
the whole,
Woodward, too. Like,
Like age is in your head. Like if you don't think
Yeah.
you're old and you just do whatever it is you want to do, like you follow your dreams no matter how old you are, it's like you're gonna just keep on going. You're gonna keep on rocking it. You're gonna keep on killing it no matter what. Like just
Until
don't
your
be like,
body is
oh
done,
well, time for
yeah.
me to retire and die now. Just don't have that mentality, and like
Yeah, okay,
anyone could
fair
do it,
enough.
really.
Fair enough,
Yeah.
dude.
I like
So,
you
on
as a
a
motivational
side
speaker when
note-
people are getting old. You're just like, just
Yeah.
stop being old. Like,
Stop.
it's easy.
Yeah, look at
Don't be
Christopher
old.
Lee.
Be young.
Look at Betty White.
Feel better.
Yeah.
The fuck's wrong with you
She's
guys?
a role
Yeah,
model.
what the fuck?
I've got a grandmother that's very much the same way. She just had her 80th birthday, and last year when I was in Michigan, she was talking about it. She's like, I don't feel like an 80-year-old. I wake up in the morning, I look in the mirror, I'm like, I don't like. Who is this old woman? Like,
I'm
I
a
feel
day over
great.
74.
Like, yeah, she's like, I feel like it's like I feel like like maybe a 60-year-old, and when I was 60, I felt like a 40-year-old. I'm like, I don't get it.
So this is
Like,
when you tell us she was
I'll be
cast
real-
in the next Star Wars movie?
Yeah.
What is she
No.
playing? What Jedi?
Oh.
She's going to be playing Ahsoka's older version, turns out.
Yeah.
Ahsoka's adult
Her
form.
Star Wars name would be Bammy. She'd be Bammy.
From the planet
Oh,
Earth.
so something completely unrelated to Star Wars. Earth, Dragon Ball Z Abridged reference.
That's actually a Lilo
I
and Stitch
saw-
reference.
Finally
Who stole it
gets that
from?
now.
Lilo and Stitch?
Yeah.
What? Not okay. True, very true. They did. So everyone here digs Super Smash Brothers, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Maybe. Just a little.
Whatever.
Yes.
Whatever. I've seen your Pikachu. Don't give me that bullshit. So,
What?
he plays a very, very fucking mean Pikachu, and I hate it with a goddamn passion. But Nintendo has a voters poll up. I don't know if anyone's heard about this, where you can vote for who you want the next
That's
Super
still
Smash Brothers
ongoing.
guest character to be.
Oh shit.
That is going on until the 10th of October. I submitted Kid Goku.
Dude.
Goku for Super
Kid-
Smash?
Yo,
No, Kid
What?
Goku
Kid
from
Goku.
Dragon Ball.
He's not
Goku.
overpowered as shit.
Yeah,
But the-
He has
yeah.
like
from
the
Dragon
weak
Ball.
ass Kamehameha, the power pole, the Nimbus cloud, and he still has his tail.
But
Like
he's
I feel that would be a
He's
really
not a,
fun,
he's not a video
kinda
game
goofy
character.
Well,
Yes,
neither
he is.
No,
He's
there have
been
been
in-
Dragon Ball
Yeah,
Z
they
He
video
modeled
games.
it after a show, but
Well, that's still
he's
fine.
not an original video game character.
I'm
I
just
mean,
more.
a lot of people aren't, but let's put it this way, he's been readapted to the video games very well. And if you've played any fighting game with Kid Goku in it, it's so much fun.
So
He has-
my
He feels like
yeah,
a very
they're fun.
underpowered character.
It just doesn't belong.
yeah.
I
Okay, here's
think
my
he
prediction. Waluigi. That's my prediction. It's happening.
No,
Gross.
no,
Nobody wants
Happening. Come on,
Waluigi.
guys. Come
no
on,
one likes
Fuck
guys.
Waluigi.
I mean,
Waluigi?
I don't
He can
like
go
him at
fuck
all.
himself.
I agree, but here's the thing: like the internet. Come on, everyone's like,
I
they
would
probably
rather
do it
punch
for the
myself in the
lulz.
genitalia
Okay,
than
here's a
play as
question.
Waluigi.
Has anyone played the Nintendo game Advanced Wars?
Yes.
Yes, that's the tank, like Fire Emblem,
Yeah.
but with guns.
Exactly. Put a character
Okay.
from there on that. I want that.
Well, it's a trophy.
What?
There's a trophy.
Yeah, there's a trophy. It's part of it. I
Oh,
want
they're-
them to
that's
bring.
right, the little tanks. That's
For
right.
me,
yeah.
I want them to
Oh.
bring back the character that they were trying to put in from the other game,
Ooh.
Snake.
Yeah,
Like he was a really fun
I
part of
could
the
do
other.
that's
that.
not
the
gonna
game.
happen. That's not gonna
Yeah, that's probably
happen.
not gonna
I didn't
happen.
let his art style didn't match the rest of the characters though. Like everyone was cartoony
Neither does
except
any
for
of the
him. and
Fire
I'm like,
Emblem characters.
Whoa, Fire
Yeah.
Emblem does match.
Yeah, it's pretty cartoony. And
They don't
animated.
match because the most of the characters originally just branched out from the just Nintendo itself, and they modeled their characters in a very similar way for each of their
I
games.
want-
It's just
I want
coincidence.
Toad.
Toad might be
Rayman.
You
interesting.
should just
Rayman
vote. You
might
should
be
go to
cool.
the site and vote, man. I'm telling you.
yeah, Toad
I
has
wanna
his own
see
video
another
game now. He
Pokemon.
could totally do it.
Okay, I
Yes.
want Lynn to be an actual character, not a trophy, because she's my waifu desu,
Oh.
and I love her to fucking death. I love her.
Quick
She's so
question.
cool.
Quick question
Quick
for
question
you,
about what?
Malcolm. I think I bought the pre-order from Mewtwo whenever he was available for download. Like, has that been released yet?
Yeah, Mewtwo's
Who?
been out.
Oh yeah,
Mewtwo?
Mewtwo is out. All you have to do is download the content if that's the case.
Oh yeah, Mewtwo
Oh.
has
You
been
can do that right
added.
after the podcast.
Mewtwo has been added, and there's been
Lucas
three
is-
other characters.
So,
Oh,
here's the thing.
Mewtwo, Ryu from Street Fighter. What fucking Ryu Hadouken all the way. And
Yeah. That's gonna be
and
sick.
Roy from Fire Emblem.
Yeah,
I
Roy.
actually hung out with one of my buddies who who played as Ryu, and he said he is a very technical, very difficult character to get around because every single one of his moves has a variant. So pretty much, if you have the Hadouken, you do a special move. You play like Street Fighter with like a quarter circle, and just instead of pressing B, he does the fire one. You do like the Ratsutsuken where he does little spin kicks, the Shoryuken with the uppercut, everything, all of it. He's a really versatile, really tough character to get around.
Well, here's a
And
question.
if you let him get in, it's a fucking wreck. I don't know. It probably breaks the game, and he gets a superpower.
Now, here's a question. You guys were talking about Kid Goku not being from a game originally. Was Mewtwo in a game before he was in the movie?
Yeah, it was.
No.
No,
Yes, it
he would
was.
have been in.
Was
He
he?
would have been from
course.
the original
The game
Red, right?
The game came out in '96. The movie came out in '98.
But was he in the game originally?
Holy
I don't-
shit.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Malcolm, you just got.
If we're talking manga, no. Mewtwo was
Oh.
actually in a manga first. He
So
was
there
in a
you
manga
go.
before he was anything, and he was controlled by Blaine.
Mhm.
And he was also controlled.
Blaine?
Sorry. Giovanni, yeah, Blaine. Giovanni tried to control him, but Blaine was the one that used his human DNA, so that way he could have a perfect fusion. So Mewtwo was not an original character either. He came from the manga first, then the video games, then the movie came out in '96 due to his huge popularity as the strongest legendary ever. And then they were like, fuck, we got to put him in the game because we got one mascot. We got to have the strongest legendary mascot. We can't pass up on that shit. And they put him in.
Mewtwo
Then
did
they
have
replaced
a
him for Lucario for some reason.
I don't
I
know
know.
whether to be incredibly impressed right now or to be really sad for you.
I'm impressed.
No, be impressed. Be
I'm-
impressed. Thank you. I appreciate
Okay.
that.
Okay, I'm gonna go with impressed then. I'm really impressed.
Yeah, I'm voting for Lynn right now. By the way. Okay.
See?
Listen, she's
Yeah.
a cool character. She's a cool character. Like, and my most fondest memories of when I was an early gamer was playing, powering up my GBA on like at midnight, and playing some like Fire Emblem on hard, and like killing these guys and completing these objectives that I thought I could never do. And train Lynn because she's like this badass nomad samurai from the plains, and you're like yeah, and it's so rad. It's such a such a great game. Come on, guys, let's all just go play Fire Emblem right now.
I'm gonna go play a bit.
speaking.
I've actually never played a Fire Emblem.
Speaking of old games, they announced recently that they're going to be remaking Final Fantasy VII.
Final Fantasy VII. Yes.
Oh, and
Actually, and the preview for it came right out and said Final Fantasy VII, and then it had ... remake.
Yeah,
Like they
that
were
was
proud
pretty
of
fun.
it.
That's the
They were
thing.
really proud of it.
They released a video when they launched the PS3 of
Yep.
Final Fantasy VII, and they were like, "Oh man, this is what Final Fantasy VII could look like on the PS3," which was
But
just
now they're
basically
like,
the graphics
"Seriously,
from the
We're
movie that they
serious
just
this
did.
time, guys. You can
But-
totally do it now.
Yeah, it's like, okay, finally, like you did it like 20, like it's. I'm excited for it. I mean, I never beat the original PlayStation version. I got like
Neither did
70% through it.
You did better than I did. I only got I think I got 10 hours into it, and I just couldn't do it.
It's a really fun game. It's just I just never beat
But
it.
at this point in time, I had
And I'm
already
not buying a PS4 for it.
I played it after I had played Final Fantasy X on the PlayStation 2, so going backwards with graphics, not having voice acting, and having
It's tough.
the overworld characters were so ugly and blocky. Like they look better in the battles, but like the characters you looked at most of the time in the overworld, I'm like, I can't. No, I can't. I just can't. And then I turned it off. And
I've never really played. I played like maybe
Does
10, 15
anybody
minutes.
remember what the PSP adaptation was for that? It was like I can't remember what it was. It was a PSP game that was supposed to be like the prelude to Final Fantasy VII.
Oh yeah, it was like the Dirge of
it started with
Cerberus
a
or something
C.
like that.
No, that was the PS2 one where you had the guy with the guns. Something Valentine. He supposedly that was a good game. I
Jill
never played it, but there was
Valentine?
one for the PSP.
Final
Yes, Jill
Fantasy
Valentine.
Resident Evil crossover.
I was gonna say Luke Valentine.
Final Fantasy Umbrella Project.
Faye Valentine from Cowboy Bebop. No, I'm kidding. Okay.
I was just naming anime character. Apparently, the word the last name
Space
Valentine is very
Cowboys.
popular.
Yeah. We could go on for probably 3 or 4 more characters, right? Valentine wise,
Probably.
Probably.
Now, seriously, what game you
okay.
guys need to play now is this game called Ark Survival Evolved. That's what
I've
you
seen
guys
a
need
lot
to
of that
play.
was being
Yeah.
pushed really hard by Let's Play channels. I'm curious about it. It has dinosaurs, right?
I can.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
alright.
Yes, it does.
I just started playing it yesterday,
Oh.
and it reminds me of a hybrid of something like Minecraft and Don't Starve. So
Oh.
it's a survival game where you're dropped in this world. You're naked except for like your little loincloth thing. And you have to brave the elements. So if it gets cold outside and you haven't figured out how to make clothes yet, you're gonna get the little icicle thing in the corner saying, "Hey, you're freezing. You need to like seek shelter." And then the dinosaurs, they want to kill you. And if you're on one of the player versus player servers, which is what most of the servers are, you also have to watch out for the other players because they will try and kill you unless you are part of your own. I want to say cult, but it's not a cult. It's like not a guild. It's
Clan?
not a clan. They have a more
Tribe?
firm word for it.
Tribe?
Yeah, it's like a tribe. Yeah, your own tribe. So you can create your own tribe, and the tribes themselves actually have a hierarchy system. So
Yep.
you have the leader of the tribe, and then you have the other members of the tribe, and you can set things up to where like everyone in the tribe can access all the buildings owned by the tribe, and then they can all ride the different dinosaurs that have been tamed by the tribe. So essentially, you can have an entire army, if you're good enough anyway, an entire army of like albino T-Rexes that everybody gets to ride. And if someone pisses you off, you can just kind of like walk into their base and destroy everything that they own, including them, and be like, "All right, taught you a lesson, bitches."
So there's no protecting your stuff. Like
So okay, so when you first log on, you're weak as hell, and the first thing you learn how to make is like stuff made out of thatch. So it's like you have to chop down a bunch of palm trees, and you can build like a little thatch shelter, things like that. But when you're on your own at first, and that's kind of where I'm at with the player versus player. Like I have this nice little house. I had two dodos that I had tamed because at a low level it was really easy to tame dodos. And I had given them names, and I'd leveled them up a few times, and then I had not found anybody that I had a successful interaction with. And then these two like 35, these guys were two guys. They were like level 35 and 36. They came by and like, "Hey, let's let's kill this guy's dodos and steal his stuff." And they murdered me inside my own house. I managed to spawn near my house, and I came back and I beat the shit out of one of them because he didn't realize that I had spawned as quickly as I did, and I cornered him and I punched him to death. But then I like died 5 different times after that as with the other guy. But yeah, so it kind of sucks, and that's what. If you're going to play it by yourself, it's kind of a pain in the ass, and this is why I want you guys to play it, because then we can all like form our own clan, and then you have safety in numbers.
Not to be the
And-
easy, but it just looks like some average run-of-the-mill sandbox survival game.
Well, I mean, at the very end, it's all about
not,
the
though,
gameplay
'cause
and
it's
having
got dinosaurs in it.
fun. Exactly. But you mentioning that makes me think of Space Engineers, not to put it off on a little tangent, but there was a story recently where the Space Engineers developer is partnering with an AI research institute, and the idea is that they will develop real AI for the game, and part of the proceeds of the game goes to AI research. So now we're seeing video games actually progressing science.
And
That'd be cool.
does
Wait,
it
what's
mention
this
it?
for?
Does it mention in what way the AI will be integrated into the game?
Not yet. It's very.
Probably.
They just like announced it. Space Engineers. So.
Oh,
look forward-
dude, could you imagine if an AI was integrated into like a game like Oblivion or Fallout 4, and how fucked up it would turn out, like psychologically,
That
and
would
how
be
like,
scary.
oh my god,
Oh,
dude,
that would
it
be
would
the
kill
best.
humanity. It would be Skynet immediately, because it'd be like, like you would go into a town and you would kill like a villager, and the AI would be like, well, that's fucked up, and then you just keep doing that, and you're like, would the AI overpower you and make the game?
I don't think it's going to be that the smart
cool is
AI
that?
that quickly. I think it's going to be the like infantile stages, if anything.
Yeah,
Now,
great.
but
We're
here's
in
also
charge
a
of raising an infant video game players.
Here's a
Awesome.
question: if you have an AI in Fallout and you like do terrible things and it turns out evil, what about if you also had an AI in a game like Minecraft that's like all about building, and then you had those two AIs fight? How cool would that be?
Oh, that'd be so fucking cool.
Only
AI
you would
battle.
think about that. Like, what if we put them in a battle
Oh
together?
man.
Like one AI is designed to destroy and the other is designed to
Or
build.
you could be like a AI parrot and raise it and like train it to be a warrior or a
It's
hero
an
or a
amiibo.
villain. Dude,
It's a living amiibo.
it's a living amiibo slash Pokemans.
Yeah,
Or
See,
like,
you know
what
what?
was that? One.
Amiibo Mans.
Yeah,
What was
amiibo
that
Mans.
one? Fuck, I am blank. Mega Man cartoon where it was like,
MT. It was like just
yeah, it was
something.
like where they fought like AIs together.
And
It's
they
like,
used and they fought as one and they used playing cards. It was pretty cool.
See, what gets me excited
Motorcycles.
with this is its potential for helping out artificially intelligently controlled characters in a game. So if you
Yes.
if you have a game like, say, like in The Walking Dead or The Last of Us, where you have a computer controlled character, like, what if instead of having these scripted moments that you talk to them, what if
it'll
you could
learn from
actually
you. Yeah.
talk to, like, put the microphone on your
Oh,
head and then talk to
wow.
this character
Or
as you're
even if
going
it
through the
about
game?
this.
Or even if you just get a companion that learns from you, like Elizabeth from Bioshock Infinite, but she learns what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, the potential for, I don't want to say customization, but actually having like 3-dimensional characters that are not pre-scripted that can like bounce things off of you based off of your own actions.
Truly
is amazing.
individualized.
Kind of like a fourth dimension.
Or
Like,
I
you're
mean,
breaking the fourth wall at
one of
that
the
point.
quickest ways I can, or the easiest ways I can see you integrating that is if like your fighting style, like if they see you generally not using long range weapons, you're always getting in the really close in the fight, then they'll adjust their combat style so they're not getting in your way.
Yeah,
That would be
truly
the
individualized experience as a gamer.
But then think
The
about how
future.
sad it would be if when you move on, like to another game, and you're like,
Oh
"Aw."
no!
So let me give you guys this example. So we most of us here are big fans of Mass Effect, and we all like had some really deep emotional connections with the characters there. But they were all scripted. Imagine if each of those characters were given a algorithm controlled by an artificial intelligence, saying this is what your personality is, and you can behave within this construct, this general construct, and everything that the character does, you can behave within this range of, this is within your own personality, but to have nothing actually scripted, to have them actually interact with you as if they were a real person.
So, if if you
How do
try,
you
you could
give
try to
them
romance
stuff to
Tally,
do?
and every time it would fail.
Yeah.
Until the second game or the third game. Until the third game. If I could romance Tali or Liara in real life, I'd probably end up being single and not too depressed about it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you weren't on the podcast when I had the whole I would totally do Garrus. Like, yes.
Relations with honestly, I mean,
Kidnap
if it was a
Garrus.
thing, Tali I'd be all up in that. I don't care. She's where it's at.
Even with her enviro suit.
Hey, Morden gave us antibiotics. We can do it. She'll be a little sick afterwards, but you know what? She'll be walking with a limp too, and she'll love both of it, and I would be okay with that.
I'll give that bitch the
Tally.
flu. Bitches love the flu.
Bitches love the flu.
And it was like super her choice. Like, she kind of presented the idea to you.
She did. Like, the moment she did, I was like, oh my god, that means I get to have sex with you. Hold on, wait, what?
Okay. Here's the thing.
Relations?
I'm just
All right, so
excited.
say
for...
Tally says yes to
Okay,
this
sure.
scenario, and
Okay.
you go through the whole thing, and then she's just a giant slug underneath the suit that fills a suit that's shaped like a lady, and you're
Yeah.
like, well, I can't do anything with this.
Well, if she's
And then you get
covered in
sick.
slime or something.
Got a
Then,
mouth, right?
then
Slime is
I
fine.
asked
I'm
her-
talking about a slug.
Lubrication.
That
Okay,
just like
then
you
I
open
asked
the
her
suit
where
and
her
pours
slug
out.
hole is at, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna be a dick and be like, I put in all this effort and now, oh my god, you're physically unappealing. I mean, I forged
It's
a
not about
relationship
feeling, it's
with
about
her.
physically, like you try and you just like sink into it, and you're like,
Listen,
okay, this is.
Oh.
Listen, it's
Well,
possible.
listen, I mean, you don't know what they're working with anyway. Like, just
Yeah.
because they're humanoid doesn't mean that they have the right adapter for you.
They might
I
be a
mean,
million.
she has a
tiny
mouth
little bugs.
apparently. She
Do you,
okay.
do
Let's put
you
it this way.
know that?
I at least know. Okay, she
You've never
has a
seen it?
talking thing that I imagine goes into her mouth. I'm
What if it's
imagining.
like- bug mandibles.
No, hold on. We know that they are very, very close to humanoid because of the single blurred photo of Tally
that
that
does-
is
that
given
doesn't
to you.
count.
Oh,
No,
let's not
that
talk
doesn't
about
count as
that.
canon.
I was trying to discount that because I didn't want to be that guy that brought it up because everyone hates it.
No, yeah,
That's not canon.
you were the
I don't
one
know
that
what it
brought
is,
up,
but it's
David.
not canon.
No, just no.
Okay, so
doesn't count.
What do you mean not
Do you
canon?
think? Do you
Am I
think
the only
anyone-
one who's excited for fucking individualized video gaming experiences?
No, I'm
you're
excited.
not. Don't worry.
I want
Everyone
the AI
is.
in
I think
space
more people
engineers.
should
That'll be
be.
awesome.
Okay.
Like,
I want a linear story that somebody creative created, and I'm just like I'm playing along. I'm playing this guy's
Yeah, sure.
this guy's story, what he created or whoever created it, he or her, and like that's what I like. I'm reading a book. Somebody wrote this book. I'm reading this book. I'm playing a game. Somebody made this game. I'm playing along with this game. I'm going along with the
but
story.
that's-
I don't need to do whatever the fuck is possible. I don't really
Yeah,
care.
I mean, yeah, that's for
I
some
do.
gamers, but just the possibility of having your own individualized and creative
There's
experience
there's
brought
difference
to you on.
between creative
Who-
experiences and being a little bit more random events, stuff like that happening, like in the isolation, the AI enemy just AI enemy, but the enemy being completely random when it's actually going to turn up and fight you.
It'd be cool if they
stuff
could
like
create a
that.
sandbox game where everything you do actually sticks. Like there's a certain amount of AI, and if you kill one, it stays dead. Or if you blow up a building, it stays blown up forever, and it doesn't reset until you like
It
Like,
I
rebuilds.
mean,
literally
that's
reset
kind
the
of how
game.
Fallout
Reset the
is.
game.
yeah, there's some characters in Fallout that you can kill permanently. Like,
I found out the hard way the first time I played Fallout that your consequences matter because I think I went around and I was like, I'm gonna be evil. Let me just go around and fucking kill everyone. I did that, went through the game, made it like to like a solid level 15. And I was like, everybody in the town should have respawned by now. Let me go back. I go back. There's still dead bodies everywhere. There's vaporized ash piles. There's houses that have been looted and robbed, and all the doors are open.
That
and
you
everything
fucking
is...
did.
And I was like, oh shit, wait, nothing respawns? Nothing.
Do
I was
the
like, wait,
guards
so
still respawn like in a
no,
Morrowind?
the guards
No.
nope, the guards don't respawn. You
I
can kill
have-
people for main quests. That's the best part because it's like if you fuck up and you get impatient and you kill that wrong guy just because you decided not to listen, guess what? Your game is devoid of that one single experience that everyone's talking about
Do they?
because you were impatient.
that new conversation system for Fallout 4 where you can like
Just walk
away or pull your
Ah.
gun on someone while they're speaking sounds
Yes.
like amazing. Like if they just say
So
something "What the
like a
fuck
pair
is that
or a
thing?"
renegade interrupt essentially.
Essentially,
you
You know
yeah.
what? You're
Anytime.
boring me. I'm gonna walk away now. Yes.
Yeah.
Or the
Basically.
characters who talk mad shit. It's like, hold on, I know you're not talking shit to me when I just killed every single person in your compound. Shotgun, bang, done. What now? What now? Who's dead? Mid-sentence, bitch? What? Walk away.
Yeah,
The best
exactly.
moment in Fallout 3 for me was I beat the game, like the vanilla game, and I was doing like the expansion. I had full power armor, a like Fat Boy nuke launcher, and super mutant companion. I was just walking around, and there was a random encounter of this like bandit mugger with like a knife, and he comes up, he's like, "Give me all your caps," and I'm like,
Excuse me.
"Like bitch, excuse me?
Don't you know who I am?
You see the walking apocalypse in front of you?" Like,
Like you must not know who you're talking to. Let me inform you.
Yes, I am death,
You don't
destroyer
kill
of
that
worlds.
guy. You maim him so severely that he lets all his little thief friends know. He's like, oh shit, don't mess with that guy.
That's what I loved
It's
about
like
the
you
tunnel
cripple both
snakes
of his
quest.
legs.
That's what I liked about
Oh,
the tunnel
the
snakes.
tunnel
When you got to
snakes
beat
is
up
so
this
good.
tunnel snakes, and he's like, "Oh, let's go!" Like when you beat him up, he runs away, and he's like, "Oh, you jerk!" It's like, "Yeah,
snake.
fuck you."
Yes, that's what I'm waiting for. I want to be able to cripple somebody in the leg, like in both legs when they talk shit, and watch them walk away.
Or
And I'ma
they're
just
in the
watch
middle of
it.
a sentence and you pull out like a nuke launcher and they're just like slow. They don't stop, but their conversation slows.
Here's the thing. You guys are talking about all this stuff that you want to do in games. I'm like, you can just do this shit in real life. You know, somebody's
sure.
being
Wait, you can't pull out a nuke launcher in front of someone in real life.
Well, see, the
Who says
last
you can't?
time I pulled out a gun on somebody, I got tackled to the ground and cuffed. So I only wait to, let those desires out in video games.
It's funny
Exactly.
because he's black.
It is, yeah.
I'm
See,
saying,
I
if
was
you're
doing
walking
something there. He knew
apocalypse
where I
and
was
somebody
going
comes
with
up
it.
to you and messes with you, just take out their kneecaps.
Anyway, but there was a story I wanted to tell about
Thanks,
Fallout
man.
New Vegas. When you're talking about like wanting NPCs to be gone forever or like just
Just
missing.
smarter.
in Fallout New Vegas, there was this one trade caravan, and I don't remember the name of the person, but it was like one that I saw like all the time. Like I saw it at Good Springs, and then at the whatever outpost that was down south from there, the Rangers outpost, and I was like, oh, it's this caravan again, cool. And then I saw it again near Legion territory, and I was just like walking alongside of it, and apparently those like after the Legionnaires and the caravans spot each other, they fight, and I was just walking out here. And I was like, what's that sound? And I turn around and a rocket just blows up the caravan. I'm like, no!
I'm just all gonna die.
Everyone's gonna die.
That is the closest I've come to like a Vietnam ambush in my life. I just like, Billy, no!
Yeah, and plus, if they had a recipe for like a custom weapon that you couldn't get anywhere else, I got really pissed. Because I loved making the dart gun and the junk launcher and the rocket launcher, I guess.
Oh,
is what it's
yeah.
called.
I don't know. It's called a recipe for a gun.
Well, it's
I was just thinking about that. Like, that's such a strange thing to say, a recipe.
Well,
for
that's
a
what
gun.
it's called, man.
I know that's what it's called, but it's still strange to say
In the future, that's how they talk.
I agree.
Yeah.
Schematics is what they're called.
We're going to cook us up a gun.
Yeah, exactly. But more about E3. Let's try to get back on track.
Oh, yeah,
about
we were
E3
going to do
just
like
a
a
bit
whole
more.
E3 podcast. Why don't we just like have the podcast go for another 40 minutes?
Oh, all right.
Oh yeah, we're already like 10 minutes over, guys.
Yeah,
So.
who cares? I'm the one editing this. I make the rules.
well then. By
You're
all
all the
means,
AI in my
continue,
game.
good sir.
Yeah, so we just got finished with Fallout 4.
Well,
it's gonna be amazing.
the only distinction is that this one will be. It depends on when you want the.
I will edit it very fast. I will.
Well,
edit
no, very fast because podcast order number.
Yeah, but you're keeping me from getting back to playing more Ark.
You can leave.
I'm like,
well, yeah, if you want.
From the time I got up this morning to like an hour before the podcast when we had to go make the beer run. Like that's all I've been doing all day.
And
Anyway.
I've been playing Fallout New Vegas all day, so.
Anyway, who's excited for Mass Effect Andromeda? Since we're speaking about.
My nipples are tingling just thinking about it.
I don't know what that is.
My
Tell me.
nipples, among other things,
It
are
is.
tingling when
Anyway.
I think about it.
Anyone who doesn't know, I mean, they showed one like teaser trailer, but they did give some extra information. It is a Mass Effect game, in an unknown period of time. It has a
in
human
a
that we know of.
completely different
Dressed in
galaxy.
N7 armor.
Let him talk.
Exactly.
Let him talk.
It has most of the species that we're familiar with. Like they showed a Krogan at one point, and it shows a human in N7 armor. But it does not take place in our galaxy. Through some reason or another, I'm sure they'll explain in the game, it takes place in the Andromeda galaxy, our nearest neighbor in the galactic environment. And so it's going to have whole new species from that galaxy and whole new locations that we've never seen.
It turns out that the clone Shepard survived and got sucked over to the Andromeda galaxy, so that's the way you'll be able to import your character from 3.
Yeah,
Yo, if
space
that was
magic.
the case, I'd be so okay with that.
Well, they did say that you're not playing as the soldier that's in the trailer. You're playing as someone else of unknown origin.
Yeah, and is there any indication on whether or not you'll actually be able to be another race
I don't think they said that
or
yet.
species?
They just said you're
rather?
not the human soldier. You might be a human, but you're not the soldier that's featured. I think it'd be interesting to play as like
Like a doctor or researcher or something.
yeah, someone that's
Yeah.
not like soldier.
Or what if you were able to be a Quarian or something like that? Like
That's what I'm saying. I want to be a
That would
fucking
be
Krogan.
awesome.
Let me be a Krogan biotic, so I'm just literally
A Krogan
whipping people
scientist.
with my hands.
Krogan scientist.
he's like along all the Solarians
You'd be
wearing little
laughing
glasses
stock
on
the
his
entire
face.
Galaxy.
Like please, like have
Maybe-
have your universe.
If I could just be one of those pink squid thingies, that's
The
Oh, the Hannah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be great.
So I have a question. Did they confirm it was human, or did they just confirm you're not playing?
They just said
They
you're not
confirmed
playing.
you're
that
not
guy.
playing Shepard.
Yeah, the trailer-
Okay, you're
Why
not
I'm
playing
hoping.
so maybe you can choose your race. Maybe they've finally answered the call, and it's like, hey guys, we know you've been wanting this, so here you go. So here's a nondescript researcher / whoever. You can pick their race, or like maybe it's just some Joe Schmo guy that gets picked up. Maybe he's a smuggler. I don't know. Maybe you choose your class and then you choose your.
You were
it's
guy
crazy.
number 3 on the original Normandy, and now you're a hero.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm really interested in how they get to another galaxy, though. Like,
Well, don't you know Andromeda is on
Wormholes.
a collision course with the Milky Way? So if it
Can
happens
you
in the
not
future,
say
The
that?
next 2
In like
billion.
8 trillion years, it'll collide. But yeah,
Well, it
Come
could
on.
hey,
also
you said
it could,
it happened in the future, so that happens in the future.
I guess. But I mean, at that point, we'd probably just be like sentient mist. Like
Wouldn't
I don't
it
want to
just
play
be
as
close
that.
If it doesn't take place in the future when Milky Way and Andromeda collide, it could take place in between where Andromeda is just really really close.
it
Yeah.
could have been just how
also makes
some of the
sense.
Mass Effect relays have sent them to, like, you can only access a certain area through a certain relay. There could have been another relay that was just able to get a lot farther, like
I
a
have
kind
a
of
question
relay.
about
Who knows?
the Mass Effect relays.
Yeah,
Do they send you through a wormhole, or do
It
they send
doesn't
you at the
matter.
speed
They
of
all
light?
got blown up at the end. Remember?
Well, I mean, do you
I
want
didn't. I didn't finish
honestly
3.
want to hear the science behind a Mass Effect relay because I actually know it.
Okay.
It's basically it works. It creates a conduit of like negative mass, kind of, where it makes your ship like infinitely light, and then it just shoots you through that corridor.
Shouldn't matter in space anyway.
Well, it's I know shit. I don't know science, whatever.
Yeah, just don't
You
worry
still
about it. He
know-
explained it. He fucking
there's-
explained it to you, and then you're like, "No, that doesn't make any sense." Like, what the? What do you want?
There's still a notion.
He said he knew. Then I
Well,
questioned.
yeah.
Listen,
He-
listen, I've played enough space engineers to know that there's still inertia in space. If you make a giant ship and then put on like a bottle rocket, it's not going to be moving at speed super quick. It's just going to be. It's going to move. It's just not going to move very fast.
So they still move at the speed of light, basically.
So basically, it makes your ship basically light as a feather, and then it slingshots you to another relay. Is that what
Basically?
it is? Is that what it is?
Essentially.
Essentially.
Yeah, it's
Basically.
like that game, light as a feather, stiff as a board, and then instead of just floating in the air, you just like boom
get
appear in
launched.
another relay.
exactly. You just get
And you're on
launched.
that
You
ship
become
for
as
so
light as
long,
a
you gotta
feather
get
and get
stuff to
slung at
support every now and
supersonic
again.
speeds.
So Andromeda's gonna be really cool. I might actually. I only played 1 and 2, and then I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm done with.
Did you hear about all the Mass Effect relays getting destroyed? Because I just learned about
Exactly.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what happened at the end of the third game, but then they changed it with the updated ending to where they got repaired or whatever. I'm just not going to think too
I
hard about
literally
it.
just told you spoiled me, and now you're adding more spoilers on top of the spoiler.
You know what? You have
Right.
had plenty of opportunity to finish the game, so I'm not even sorry.
You'd say that.
I'm not.
It's a long ass game. But anyway, well,
Actually,
so
it can be pretty short. You
it can
just
be
do the base game. It's like 6 hours.
yeah, it can be short. So we talked about Final Fantasy VII remake and how it's been expected and blah 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 blah. We've talked about Fallout 4.
Fallout 4. We've talked about Mass Effect. We talked
think we
about
talked
Smash
about everything.
Bros.
We talked
No,
about.
we
Smash
haven't
Bros.
talked about is the new Batman game.
Yeah,
That-
Whoop, whoop, whoop. I
But
mean,
that's been
my
talked
kinda
about
thing.
for like, it's been around for a while, hasn't it?
I know it kind of feels like
Commercials and
old
shit?
news. Well, it's only had one commercial. Although I do have to say the game looks really cool. The one thing I'm looking the most forward to is the integration of the Batmobile. Because let's
Can
be
you
real,
play as Harley?
Yes, you can play as Harley. You can play as Nightwing. Yo,
Mr. J.
Nightwing, my nigga, Nightwing. Huh. Fuck Batman. Shoot that bitch in the face.
Yeah.
Nightwing is the shit. The first Robin to take up the mantle, take care of his goddamn son when he left, take over
He
the
actually
city.
did it right.
Exactly, he did everything right. And then Batman comes back and is like, I want my fucking mantle back. It's like, motherfucker, you were gone for a year. I thought you were dead. I raised your son. I
You were
was
trapped
hanging
in
out with
space
Alfred.
or
Yeah,
time
you were
or
trapped-
whatever.
Yeah, you were trapped in time because of Darkseid. I was around doing the thing. I was kicking ass. I was
Doing the
protecting
thing.
Gotham. What the fuck were you doing, Batman? Nothing. And you get to play as that guy. Sorry, I like Nightwing a lot. Batman
That
can go
is the
suck a
best
dick
I
sometimes.
couldn't tell.
summary of that
I-
comic series, Batman and Robin, that I've heard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Actually, 10 out of 10 would
Thank
listen
you.
to again.
I'm gonna go back and read that.
Yeah.
I hope you do.
I would love to play a game as the Red Hood. That'd be cool.
Oh, also, although I'm pissed that it's DLC bullshit, yeah, Red Hood, he's a character in there, so you get 2 Robins in one game. The 2 most interesting Robins next to his son in
I
one
would
game.
strongly dispute that about most interesting Robin, but okay.
Whoa,
What the
who's the
fuck
most
is that?
interesting
Why
Robin
would
to
you
you?
strongly
Drake is
dispute it?
clearly the most superior Robin. Hey,
Who is?
Dick Grayson's great, but Tim Drake's the best Robin.
Okay,
Just
Tim
the best
Drake,
at being Robin.
That's
Okay,
the
Tim Drake is the best at being, I guess, Robin, but
Yeah.
I guess in the sense that he doesn't want to do anything more with his life. So he just kind of
He wants to be
clings on
Batman
to...
someday.
Okay, so then why doesn't he do it like his son did?
Because there's
like
already
the
a
first-
Batman. He's still learning
Hey,
from Batman.
hey, I thought we were talking about E3. What's going
talking
on?
about Robin.
I'm sorry, we got into a Batman Robin argument discussion.
Yeah, because of
the
Arkham
game was
City.
awesome.
Here's the thing: we're not like disagreeing. We're just like
True.
chatting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
no,
more-
I've seen how this ends. This ends
Disregarding
in a throwdown
everybody else's
in an
opinion.
alley somewhere.
Yeah.
and then someone's parents get murdered, and then one of us
Hey,
becomes
listen,
Batman.
guys, I'm not able to participate in E3. Let me talk about Batman.
There must be some games you're looking forward to, Jan.
Honestly,
Oh no,
I
I'm
think
looking
Jason
forward to a
Todd
lot
is
of
the
these
best
games. I just didn't
Batman.
watch a lot of the videos.
Guys, we seriously need to wrap this up. Like, there's a
Oh,
thunderstorm
shit.
happening outside right now. I'm seeing lightning. So,
Oh, yeah, it is. You're right.
E3.
so let's wrap this up because we got to stop this because we're probably gonna lose power soon.
Very
Nah,
true.
you're fine.
God
Let's keep
damn
going
it.
until you lose power.
Yeah, let's just keep running to the car. That's
Well,
how it
then
works.
the audios though.
Nah,
yeah. Oh,
nah.
No,
hold
Webwave
on,
did
hold
say
on.
he's editing it and he's okay
Ah,
with whatever
I
happens.
can't.
Hold
so.
on. Well, wait. Think about it.
No.
Think
Do it.
about it.
You leave when I say. This is my rodeo now.
Whoa.
This is-
Oh,
Okay, then.
I don't think you have the power to do that.
I
I
have the
think he just.
power
I think he just
to
did.
destroy every...
Anarchy! This is anarchy!
That's another
Anyway.
Batman character. Sorry.
Ah. Anyway, if you guys want to go, you can, and
We'll
then
just
just
talk
submit
about
your
after the
offer.
chat, or after the call.
What?
Or I mean, after the podcast.
Eh?
Don't listen to me. I'm dumb.
I don't know.
Basically, if you want to leave because of a power storm, or you want to just stop participating in the podcast, you can stop your audio, say goodbye, and then whoever wants to stay and talk about E3, you can stay and talk about E3. That's what,
Exactly. Exactly.
So is that what we're doing?
I guess that's the game.
Well, thanks everybody for watching the TFT podcast.
Well, we're not into the podcast. We're into the Doug and
Malcolm.
guest podcast.
I
Malcolm.
mean, I may have a couple of closing comments. I don't know. We'll see.
You?
Eh.
Well,
Well, you know, if you're okay with it, Webs, like we can stay with it, and if we just fall silent and just mysteriously vanish from the call, you know why. Okay.
fair,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Oh.
You're dead. We got it.
Okay.
All
I
right.
don't-
So, what we talked about Battlefront a little bit. We didn't really talk about the actual trailer that they showed, which looks amazing.
What about the gameplay?
Exactly,
Yeah.
the gameplay trailer is what I was
Oh,
talking
the
about.
gameplay trailer. The gameplay trailer looks awesome as shit. The fact that you can literally hop between any character on the battlefield, and the fact that you get land, air, and vehicular, and not just, not just, I guess, let's see, transportation, but actual battle vehicles, as far as the
Yeah.
AT-ATs, the walkers, the TIE fighters. And then that raises the question about special vehicles, like, do you get Darth Vader's special TIE fighter, the one that Anakin customized himself? Do you get, all the kinds of Rebel starships that they've been getting? Do you get to use the Millennium Falcon on the battlefield? I mean, it's next gen. They're trying to incorporate everything. I'm assuming they're going to put in as much as they possibly can.
My question is, like, you see the Star Destroyers off in the distance, right? And, like,
Yes.
the Rebel frigates.
Yes.
Would you be able to start on those and pilot X-Wings and TIE fighters from those? Like, kind of how they do in Battlefield, where you start on that aircraft carrier, and then
Yeah.
you take off in a jet? Like, is it going to be like that? Because that would be awesome. And I think
I'm
that would definitely
thinking
make
it
up for the
would
fact that
be.
they wouldn't have space battles in the new one.
I mean, it would be nice to get dropped off from a Star Destroyer or a Rebel carrier. That'd be really cool. The lack of space fight is, as far as space encounters, is kind of a major disappointment because when I was younger, I really wasn't into it. I was more for the lightsabers and the Jedi and Sith. But as I got older, I liked the whole expanded universe and the fact that you guys see these intergalactic dogfights on massive scales.
Yeah.
So maybe not now, and as much as I fucking hate to say it, maybe we could see it as DLC in the future. I mean,
that's
they
true.
have the technology. They have the technology. The
I just think
potential is
that-
there.
It would lessen the sting of not having space battles if you still had the spaceships just in orbit or, like, over the main battlefield, you know?
Yeah,
Seems
or like when you die and you spawn in, you start spawning in like hovering, and then you come into the battle. And then
Yeah,
you kind of take it from there. I could see that being a thing too.
exactly. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
And, like,
So-
they showed some of the power-ups, like the orbital bombardment, the smart rocket, and
Yes.
the bubble shield, which are very cool.
The question is for Jedi and Sith. I mean, obviously they're Jedi and Sith, so they're going to be super powerful compared to the battlefield anyway. What are their power-ups going to be? I mean,
Well-
you think they would have full access to their powers from the get-go, so what could they do that would make them have that extra oomph, so
They
to speak?
showed Luke Skywalker knock, like, a squad of stormtroopers just out of the way. Like,
with just a force push. I saw that. That was cool.
yeah. So I'm also wondering how like the AI. I'm not sure if I really noticed, but were all those people supposed to be players, or were the AI sprinkled into there?
Maybe a little
said
bit of
it
both.
was. Yeah, I
Maybe.
think both. They said it was a co-op trailer, so I think it was a little bit of both. Yeah.
Yeah, so that would definitely be cool. I mean, the original Battlefront was awesome just because of the fact that the battles were so big with all the AI taking control of stuff. And it'd be
But
really
this-
disappointing to have just human players.
I mean, I could definitely see having one or two people to roll with as like your main squad that you go through and take part in these battles with being a great thing, but strictly AI would be annoying. They have to have player connectivity.
Yeah,
Because
I
you know
think
what, you can
six-
have battles on a galactic scale, as
I
they
think
say.
I
and
think
then
a
not
six
allow
v
that.
six would be cool. Like you just
yeah.
do
Most
six v
of
six and then the rest
was
AI.
Still a lot of AI troops for all the other Battlefront games. Just
Yeah,
running
that's what I
about.
mean, is the fact that, like, if it was just 6v6, that battle wouldn't be nearly as interesting.
Well,
I
yeah,
mean, it
that's
could
what
be
I'm
like
saying.
a bounty hunter versus like a rogue squadron type of thing. I think
Oh,
6v6 is doable. I mean,
Yeah,
there's been
so, but I mean,
plenty of
just like,
skirmishes.
I just want that big Battlefront experience of having
Exactly.
30 AI plus 6 players, or did they even say the size of it? Isn't it like 32 versus 32 already?
Something like
Yeah,
that.
that's
But
pretty
no-
big.
One thing I'm really hoping for, although it's probably not going to happen, but who knows? Disney has surprised us before. I'm really hoping that the Clone Wars characters
Yeah, me
will be a part
too.
of
I
this.
really like
That
Clone
would be
Wars.
nice.
Like I want, like I know it wouldn't be a thing, but I want to play as Ahsoka or Asajj Ventress at some point, and just like see them
wait.
hop out of nowhere and be like, "Boom, what's
Just
good,
wait till the
bitches?"
mods come. Like, I can't imagine.
Mods
Yes.
and maybe possibly DLC.
Battlefront 2's modding system is really great, even to this day. Like,
It's
Really?
Do they have a system in place?
well, I mean, yeah, I mean, like on Mod Database, the website where you get a lot of mods. There's still a lot of people that are really modding the game still, which is nice.
Dedicated. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Well, see, Battlefront has been highly anticipated since the end of the second one. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, they're doing the third." 10
And
years
then
later.
Yeah.
This one looks so good. Like they've put so much attention to detail into this one. It's amazing.
This
Like I was watching the small things, just like how they're like, not really capes, but like how the rest of their outfits flow is, compared to how the snow kind of like puffs up when they take a step. The way you have like the huge plume of snows when the AT-ATs fall into the ground face first.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Oh,
It
just
is.
look
It's
at
beautiful.
next time you see that trailer. Look at the spark effects as the lasers hit the AT-AT. It is impressive. Like it just hits and then sparks explode out, and you're like,
Hey, but we've been lied to. The rug has been pulled underneath us a few times. Remember Watch Dogs, guys? Come on now.
Oh God.
What happened?
We can't let these graphics wow and hype us. I mean, the gameplay trailer could be like very minimalistic when it comes to like
very
how
true.
much they were allowed to show us and how long they were able to run those kinds of graphics. Like
This is I mean,
Yeah, but they've
Not to
got
be this
Disney
negative
behind them
Nancy
then.
again,
They've got
but
that
yeah.
Disney money, so
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
okay, maybe
They
the
got
Disney money.
they
Maybe.
got
like Disney
LucasArts
money and
Disney
Disney
money.
magic. They can make it happen.
Well,
Yeah.
here's also the thing with that. I remember I posted on Twitter and said, "Wow, this trailer looks great," or something. And Toothless goes, "PC footage," and I'm like, "I play on the PC, so that's okay." And I think the problem with Watch Dogs was that they showed PC footage and then downgraded it to console footage all around for both the console and the PC version. And that's
Because
what
it couldn't run. Well,
exactly.
because it couldn't run.
But you could access that PC graphics by using mods.
Sure, and then it crashed immediately
And then
afterwards.
it crashed. Exactly. That's true. But it still existed. It's just, I guess that is true if it's like unstable or unstable. Unstable isn't a word. If it's unstable, they'll probably downgrade it. But I'd like
Instead
to.
of Unreal, it's unstable.
In real. Oh.
Yeah. Unstable Engine 3.
So,
I have one thing to say though. I'm pretty sure you guys have covered this on a previous podcast, but to all the people, to all the haters, to all the naysayers, whatever you want to call them, who said that Star Wars is going to be ruined because Disney acquired them, fuck you and your narrow-minded point of view. Like Tom said, Disney magic, Disney money. Point one, end of story. But if you need more, point two. Battlefront wasn't in their forefront at all for how long? And then when they acquire it, what happens?
Immediately.
Boom, we get a new series. which is Star Wars Rebels. Its popularity does wonderfully, and then that gets a second season, and I think it's going on for a third. They finished their sixth season of let's see, Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Then you had a couple new books come out under them. Then you have Battlefront coming out. Then you have Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic, a sequel to the original that was a masterpiece years ago.
Wait, there's a sequel to Knights of the Old Republic? What?
It's something of the Old Republic. I can't remember. I haven't seen a lot on that, but there's another game coming out that's supposed to be a continuation of that.
Whispers in the dark.
Disney is just pumping money into Star Wars, and all these people are just like, it's gonna suck.
Well, I think when people think about Disney, they think of like Mickey Mouse and Sleeping Beauty, but they also don't think about like Studio Ghibli or all the other things that Disney does. That's pretty damn cool.
Yeah, like Disney is one of the big six companies in the world. Really, like they own a huge amount of intellectual
resources.
property.
Yeah,
and they're so versatile, which means that if they acquire something a little out of their norm, chances are they're looking to expand, and they're going to put all their effort into that so they can make it successful.
I mean, hell, like now, like everyone loves the expanded Marvel movie universe, but now that is also Disney.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, on another Kingdom Hearts 3. Boom.
Oh yeah, dude, that's gonna be so sick. They also announced that Tangled is gonna be involved.
Do they actually they have a trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3?
They have a gameplay trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, they have a gameplay trailer, and it's really fucking good.
It looks really good.
Can anyone lend me Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2?
I can. As long as you have a PlayStation 2, I can lend you 1 and 2.
I has a PlayStation 2. I would love to borrow those. I will steal those from you.
Those games are so good. I played the first one, and then I played Chain of Memories on the Game Boy Advanced and my Game Boy SP, and I fucking love that game. And I love Kingdom Hearts in general so much that I bought Dream Drop, and Dream Drop was a pile of shit.
Dream Drop was a pile of shit.
I never even heard of Dream Drop.
It was
for the handheld.
It was for.
Oh, I knew there was a couple handheld games.
No, there were mostly handheld games. Not a couple. There's like 5 of them.
Wow.
There is. Although Dream Drop was one of the most disappointing. I was really sad.
I was looking forward to it too. I'm like, this might be good, and it failed me on so many levels. But yeah,
yes.
Kingdom Hearts 3 is gonna be. I think it'll be great, and now it's gonna be on Xbox and PS4, so that'll be cool.
It's gonna be on Xbox?
Yeah, it's gonna be on Xbox, dog.
It's no longer
Final Fantasy 7 gonna be on Xbox?
They want their money.
No, does Sony still own the rights contractually to Final Fantasy?
That's the thing. They did 13. 13 was on Xbox. So
they did 14 for PC as well.
It's 7 though. It's not anything newer. It's 7. So maybe
it's a new game. It's a remake.
It's a remake, though.
It's a different,
Actually, they said that it's not. It's going to be more than a remake. They said that yes, we'll have our remake. I actually just read some on that before I got on the podcast, and I was like, cool. Let me just look up a couple more things, see if there's anything interesting that popped up in the last hour or two, and I just read an article that said it's supposed to be a remake plus a little something more. So it's not going to be the exact same Final Fantasy VII we remember, but it's going to be something similar and supposedly better from how they're talking it up to be.
I would hope like 13 years later it would be a little bit better.
Isn't it one of the main items on the Sony presser? So
it's gonna be 20 years later.
It is.
So wouldn't you assume it's Sony exclusive?
That's what I'm assuming. I mean, honestly, I don't really see them giving up their final fight with Sephiroth to Microsoft as well. Let's be real. That's the one boss fight that I didn't finish the game. I was too young, and by the time I got my hands on it, I moved on to other things. But that's the one boss fight that I don't see them giving up to another console to make more money. Because you know how many people are going to rebuy that shit just for the nostalgic feel with a new look? Like
pretty much everybody.
Pretty much everybody and their fucking mothers. So
literally, actually, at this point,
yeah,
there might be moms and dads who buy this game.
I mean, my mom played Super Smash Brothers and Mario with me, so
wow, that's crazy.
There's moms out there.
They've been sitting on this cash cow for literally 20 years. Like,
yes.
They're going to make so much money.
Sometimes,
well, it's not Square Enix. It's they made a contract to fulfill on Sony's behalf. That's why all these games weren't released on the 360s because they were contractually loyal to Sony. So now, for this whole thing, I don't know.
If their
do you think
contracts
they can recycle? Do you think they can recycle any of the gameplay mechanic, like from the PlayStation 1 version, like and bring it back in, like the engine or anything, or do they just do it
Honestly,
completely
I don't
from
see that
scratch?
They
being a
have to
good
do a new
idea.
engine. They have to do a new engine, right?
Right,
Yeah, well,
right.
maybe. I mean, they did. Halo Anniversary used like the same engine, just with like upgraded graphics and
Yeah,
stuff.
they just like yeah.
But this isn't an HD like remake like Final Fantasy X had. Like they use
It's
the
just
exact
like
same
a
game, just
whole
update the
new
graphics.
project
This is
just about.
completely new.
Yeah.
And I bought the Final Fantasy X HD remake, and I will say it's a
the same game.
debatable whether
Just
or not
looks
you could even
sharper.
consider it an HD remake because it doesn't look like other next gen games.
The best improvement was the music.
The music, the soundtrack is definitely much better, but visually it looks more like a PlayStation 2.0 or 2.2 or something like that versus an actual next
I've
gen.
already seen
It's-
a couple
it's
like
the-
super
even-
animation, like
The
Final
blurriness
Fantasy
made it look better.
character fights.
Yeah, it did. It did. Playing it on an
Yeah.
old-fashioned standard definition TV, the game looked amazing. Putting it on an HD TV made it look terrible, and then like the HD remake just made it look a smidge better.
It just wasn't as clippy. The frame rate was
Yeah,
different.
I'm like, but
it was like it was
feel
too
duped.
refined.
I honestly
too
feel
refined.
duped into buying it because
Yeah,
they're like,
fair
oh
enough.
yeah, everyone was like, oh yeah, it looks so good now, HD and all that. I'm like, this is not what modern games look like.
It looks better.
Very true.
It does. It does look better. It's an improvement, but to call it an HD remake on like an Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3 console, it still looks way too shitty to be something released on an Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3.
Though, speaking of remakes and re-releases, the Gears of War remake slash update is also coming to PC.
Wait, they really have to
Gross.
remake it? I mean,
Yeah.
like they have
They're
to.
putting it all on one disc, right? 1 through 3.
I believe
Because
so, and
the
I believe
games are
it's
so
coming.
short and shitty.
Gears of War
Whoa,
Remastered
whoa, whoa,
coming
whoa,
to
whoa!
PC.
Gears of War. I'll defend Gears of the first one, and
Listen,
actually
I
all
won't.
3 of them.
Listen,
I
love
definitely
those games.
won't.
Listen,
Yeah,
here's
see-
the most important part of it is it's coming to PC as well.
See, Gears of War kind of reminds me, only in the final boss aspect, Gears of War reminds me of Destiny, which I fucking hate, by the way. And
Whoa,
Yeah.
okay.
and it's like because of the fact that when I got to the final boss, I was like, cool, let's do this shit. Let's fight this guy. Come on, partner who's teaming up with me to help and fight this person. And like I beat it and I was like, cool, what's the next mission? That's the end of the game, man. We beat it. What? That's the end of the game.
Which
But the
Gears of War
difficulty was turned. The first Gears of War, I didn't even know I was fighting the
yeah.
boss until the end of it, and then the game was over.
The
The
Ram.
second one was easy as shit too. The
You
third
must
one,
have not been on Insane then, dude, because the Ram battle on Insane was fucking hardcore.
yes,
like-
it was difficult, but I was playing with a friend who had beaten that game like 4 or 5 times, so he told me all the
well.
little tips and tricks and idiosyncrasies, and then I played it, and we were like fucking done with that shit.
Yeah, but you can't
In
base
maybe
that on
30
that.
minutes.
It's like,
Hey,
oh,
yeah,
I
but
played
did
this
you
game
have
with
fun?
my friend who's an expert, and
Oh, damn it! If you ask that question, yeah,
Did you have fun? And did you spend any money on it?
I didn't spend a fucking dime.
Therefore, it was awesome for you. And don't worry about it.
Okay,
I
I
like
live
how
for the
TJ,
challenge.
like, changed your. I fucking hate to. No, I had an awesome time. In one
has a
sentence.
Who cares how shitty a fucking game was as long as you had fun doing it?
I guess that's
Oh
true.
yeah, damn it. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
right.
TJ
I
makes
still
good
like
points.
a difficult boss. I guess
Yeah.
I like to be challenged. If it's not a
get that.
challenge,
I
then
get
I
that.
look at it and I'm like, you didn't push me. You didn't make me a better gamer. You didn't
If you
make me
like
think outside the box.
If you like a challenge, look forward to Dark Souls 3, apparently. That's gonna be
Oh,
fun.
God.
Oh my god. I can't. I still can't beat the first fucking game. It's so hard.
I got halfway through and I threw my controller through my wall, so I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, that's
You're
about
looking
where
for
I.
a challenge.
I didn't even
Like,
get halfway. I got like less than 1/4 of the
that
way,
game
and
is
I wanted to
sadistic.
break shit.
That
Okay,
game is
it's-
sadistic.
I don't get like
it is.
I want a game that I can enjoy playing. I don't want to like sit there and get mad at it and
Yeah.
it sucks and like that's
with
not
you on
fun.
that.
There's no fun in that. I don't want a game that's fucking
I
impossible
want to
to
be
beat.
challenged, but
Last
I
of
don't want
Us.
to be. I don't want to be babied. I want to challenge, but I don't want to be babied. I
It's
want
like-
a perfect
Yeah.
medium. Is that so
The
much
way
to
I
ask for?
felt
Can I
with-
get a
It's
Goldilocks,
not.
please?
Yeah, the way that game made me feel like this game is raping me over and over and over again. This game is violating me on a personal level, and I don't like it.
Yeah. And then it just becomes a game. Then it just becomes like a little mini game of who can fuck who first.
Sounds like a great game, actually.
No, it's really.
Those games exist.
But anyway, Gears of War Remastered Collection is coming out on PC. So that's
I think we may have lost Malcolm and Tom.
They might be dead.
Excuse me, Dark and.
The
They
dead.
might be dead, but we will continue on without them. Also, there is a slight possibility, like very slight, that Halo Remastered or whatever, the Halo Anniversary might come to PC. And that's basing it off one tweet by Major Nelson.
Yeah, it might. I think it might. Yeah,
Well,
honestly, with the.
Anyway, I'll read the
Windows
tweet
10.
real quick.
Yeah, go ahead and
It's
pull up the tweet.
random user, whatever his name. If Microsoft really wants to embrace PC gaming, start by porting over the Master Chief Collection and go from there. And Major Nelson says, message received. So maybe.
Yeah, well, I could see it happening with the Windows 10, the backwards compatibility between playing your Xbox and from your PC and this and that. So
I used to love Halo so much, but once I went to PC gaming, it's like one of those things I'm like, goodbye. I'll miss you.
Like when the computer tells you goodbye.
Yeah. It just makes me think about how sad it would be if we had actual AI companions in games. And we'd be like,
dude,
I'm going to go play a different game. Bye.
yeah, that would be really sad. I'd cry.
Or what happens if you turn it off and turn it back on?
Well,
And it's
what
like,
if you
it's been
every time?
4 years.
Couldn't you? Or you could just import that personality into the new game.
That would be so fucking weird, though. Like, could you imagine having, like, the personality of Tally from Mass Effect and Fallout? Like, that would be tragic.
The AI would be the AI would react to you the way you reacted in all games, and I think honestly, if based on your decisions, unless you play multiple runs, like for me, I did 3 runs of Fallout, 1 neutral, 1 evil, 1 good. It was not to get it was also to get the achievements, but it was also because I wanted to see how the environment changed based on my decisions. So if your AI was truly adaptive to your gameplay, and this is all just theory crafting and probably way advanced for the technology that's being researched now, but it'd be an interesting thing to see, like, oh, this is how he reacts to this situation based on these things, like these things happening and this and that. It'd be
We're just thinking of, like, really powerful amiibos at this point. Like, ones that can go and transcend games and just be like, your own personal gaming AI.
We're at the point where we're.
Can't we just have our own AI?
Well, that's what I'm saying. You're already you're like, those things are one step away. You know, just add projection, and you're thinking you want your personal Cortana.
I do. I've been wanting a Cortana ever since Halo Combat Evolved. I want Cortana. She's my second waifu.
I remember when I first played Halo and I thought Cortana is hot, and then like 10 years later I went back and looked and I'm like, wow, she's like 3 polygons. What was wrong with the 8-year-old me?
Then you look at
people
Halo
thought
4.
Lara Croft was hot. I'm like, are you kidding me?
She's like a triangle on the screen.
It's a girl, okay. I guess, therefore, if you're playing it's a girl now in a games, therefore everybody has to have a crush on her.
Listen, I like Cortana for a mind since she's all mind.
Yeah.
She's literally just a mind.
Yeah. I don't know. She was very human, too. Like, she had
Anyway,
That's a good AI.
That's true. But enough waifu talk because...
Yeah, exactly.
Star Fox. They announced another Star Fox.
Is it a sequel? Is it a remake?
They said it's going to be
not
a
a
separate universe, not separate universe, separate story. It's not going to be going along with any of the other
I've been
ones.
waiting years, but I can finally play as a chicken in Star Fox.
Not
finally.
just a chicken, a O-wing chicken.
A chicken walker.
Listen, when I saw that, I was like, what the fuck is this?
I had no idea what Tejan was talking about when he said that. I'm like, what the fuck?
At first I was like, wait,
finally...
are you not playing as Fox and you can create your own character?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Dude, that was like, the gameplay looked great, and then they showed the fucking chicken walker. I'm like, why?
You have the Landmaster too. Like, why? Like, what's the point of this? Not only
Nobody wants to play Star Fox on foot. Nobody wants to play... no, Landmaster's cool as long as there's like one level, and like the same with the submarine. One level's fine, but then all range mode.
Yeah, but here's the thing that really made me laugh. Like, they showed like the Landmaster can now fly, like it can hover and like fly around, and then now the R-wing can also walk, and it's like, why?
It's so stupid.
It's stupid, but I still want to play it.
Of course.
That's part of the cheesiness and campiness of Star Fox in general, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's about talking animals flying through space, so you can't really judge it too harshly. But
Exactly.
same time, it's like, why would you have? Okay, like, I don't know why the spaceship needs to walk and the tank needs to fly. This doesn't make
So when I ask
no,
questions,
a slight theory for that is if it depends on the situation that you're sending the original vehicle in. So if you're trying to send in something that would best be suited for a tank, but you also might need flying, or something that's obviously best suited for a plane, but then you might need to walk around for a bit.
it's fucking Robotech. We got it.
Yeah. Have you guys seen? Not to get off subject a bit. Have you to more into indie titles? Have you seen Cuphead?
Segway.
I've seen a little bit of it.
It looks so cool. Like that game style, like that art style, the 1930s cartoon, and then being playable.
That's probably my favorite thing that's come out of all this E3 stuff so far. When I saw
It's
that video, I'm
definitely
like,
one of my
I'm going to play the shit out of that game.
It's crazy. Like it's gonna be an awesome. It's really an awesome experience in general, graphically, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I
gonna be
threw
great.
the trailer down in the Skype chat. I don't know. It's kind of interesting to like see the characters from a 1930s sort of like cartoon-esque style and have it being so fluid in motion when it's as a video game. So it's just cool that art style is able to work into a video game. Like, I would have never thought that possible.
You guys want to call it a podcast?
Oh, there's one more game that I wanted to mention, but that's all right. The Transformers game by Platinum.
Oh yeah, the cell shaded Platinum game.
Is that the one with the girls?
What? What?
The girl robots? Yeah, the girl Transformers.
I mean, there might be girl Transformers. I don't know
Didn't they just introduce girl Transformers into something?
No, there's been girl Transformers since like the first generation. OC and the others, whatever the names were.
Okay.
But no, it's by Platinum, who made Metal Gear Rising and Wonderful 101, Bayonetta, and a couple other really good action games. So that makes me excited.
Yeah, some fighting games. I believe they did the Naruto and the Legend of Korra. Or
they did do Legend of Korra, yeah.
Hey, it's going to be a solid game.
I really hope so. I'm just saying, I really hope it's really good.
Yeah. That's all we can do. The hype, we're all still high from the hype train. So it's like we can just finally sort of, now that we gushed for about 45 minutes to an hour.
Hour and 46.
Yeah, an hour and 46 minutes about it. Maybe now we're sort of coming off the high and we're like, oh, we can look at things sort of logically and objectively a bit.
Sure. All right. Well, I think that is a good place to call it. That's about the so far as E3 goes, what we've seen. I mean, there's still like 2 days left, right? But
yeah, still probably a lot more announcements that end up happening in the future.
Oh, Legacy of the Void is coming out, which isn't a surprise to anyone.
Yeah.
Does League of Legends have a presence at E3? Did they do anything?
I don't think
they're gonna announce.
Like Riot wouldn't have anything. Like Riot makes announcements all the time itself, but I don't think there would be any unless they came out with League of Legends too. It's
Patch
just like
1.89.
It's like an ongoing thing. It's a continuous thing. It's not something that has
a release
big releases or stuff like that. The biggest announcements usually they make is different characters, different major updates, but that's happening all the time.
Yeah,
not just
they do that like every month. They'll be like, "Hey, we're coming out with skins."
I feel like it's every 2 weeks. Like
yeah, they're coming out with skins, big updates, new gameplay, something different.
I mean, the only thing I could think of, it would be like, "Hey, we came out with a new map."
What about Minecraft? Oh, HoloLens. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I didn't see too much about it. What does that actually do?
It's like an augmented reality peripheral that you wear, and you can play Minecraft in your living room with a controller. Basically, you don't need a screen.
But yeah, when we were talking about like if Microsoft bought Konami's titles and that they published a Yu-Gi-Oh game, that them using the HoloLens with a Yu-Gi-Oh game would be the hypest shit in the world.
It would be the hypest. I would fucking love to play Yu-Gi-Oh like that. Could we get like a Kickstarter? Could we get a Kickstarter, please?
Oh, Dark's not dead. He's playing Ark Survival Evolved.
Oh, so he just quit.
Yeah. They had a power outage, and then when they rebooted it, they're like, okay, well, we have enough. It's done.
We're still going.
Alrighty, so now that Tejan Lee's here, he can do the Tejan Lee thing.
Hey, the Tejan Lee thing.
I
do the thing. Okay. Oh, shit. Did I want to get? No, you know what? I'll bring it up next week. So thank you everybody who actually stuck around for this podcast. I hope you enjoyed all the E3 talk. Follow us on Twitter at the forum thread at TFT Plays. You can find us on YouTube, TFT Productions and TFT Plays, 2 different channels. You can find us on roosterteeth.com. Find the forum thread podcast group. We all have Twitters.
Yep.
They're cool. We're on Vine. We are on Instagram. Rhubarb with me.
We're on YouTube.
Tumblr.
And Tumblr. And we are on Tinder.
Yep.
Swipe left. Wait, which better?
Grindr?
Swipe right or swipe left?
Which one is it? You decide.
Pick the good side. Grindr, Snapchat. It's all dick pics.
Pornhub.
Yep.
Pornhub. Yeah. TFT Productions porn. No, TFT Lays.
Yep, TFT Lays. Yeah.
And Facebook, of course.
All right.
And iTunes.
iTunes. Oh, we're on iTunes. Yeah.
Subscribe to
Yeah.
us on iTunes.
That's like the first
subscribe.
one we should probably start mentioning.
Yeah. iTunes. Most importantly, iTunes. Check us out. Give us a positive review if you like us, and if you don't say a fucking word. And yeah.
Because we'll find you. We know where you live.
It is. It shall be done.
What else? Go see the TFT movie.
Things.
TFT movie. TFT the movie, the comic.
Oh fuck.
Called Kung Fury. It's basically that.
God
Oh,
damn
Kung
it.
Fury, yeah. Brought to you by TFT. What else is TFT sponsor?
This year we're sponsoring RTX.
Yeah,
RTX. We're going to be at RTX. We have a panel.
Yep.
Oh, true.
What do you guys want to talk about?
Oh shit.
Shit.
No,
we need
well,
to
figure
that's
that
gonna
out.
be a plan.
There's
We
two
have
other.
a
There's two
thing set
other
up.
panels that are podcast 101. I mean, we are like when we wrote our description, it doesn't sound like that at all. I think we have a unique description.
Yeah.
So I think we'll be fine.
What is
30,000 people. I think we can get like 50 people on a panel or
easy.
to sit down and watch us.
For sure.
Exactly.
Should I hand out free T-shirts? I should hand out free T-shirts.
Hey. Well.
Anyway.
Probably wrap up at some point.
Alrighty. Good night, everyone.
JK 24-hour podcast. Go.
Okay, not happening.
Bye.
Bye.